What's up, guys? Welcome back to Kitchen Court Cases, where we watch court in my kitchen, and we are in my kitchen today. Welcome to my kitchen party. The fridge is right over here. If you need to get a drink, let us know what you're having to drink in the chat. This is the deck outside where you can smoke if you'd like to partake in that. And like I said, welcome to the kitchen. Um, I see my friends are already coming in. I see Crystal. I see Tommy, V, and MI. Let me read what you said, Tommy. Sorry. Judge Bryant just said your channel by name too. You're a man of my word and will be sharing her prayer every Sunday. Uh, Listen, Tommy, I am so happy for you and I am very excited. And I will come and share in a prayer with you of Judge Bryant's on a Sunday. However, as much as I like to get in trouble, I don't know if I want my name passing through their lips. I'm planning a trip to the States and I would rather just not have to go to jail after. Anyways, I'm just joking. I will have to look at it. Honestly, I've been busy on a few other court related items, so I have not been covering that courtroom because I know you guys do such a good job of that. I can trust that that happens. Courtney, thank you so much. This is a new dress that I just got today, and I love it too. The only thing that would make it better would be pockets. You know, one day, maybe if I hadn't failed sewing, I could figure out how to have pockets in a dress. Thank you, Vicky. Oh, you said you'd share a prayer along your court videos, and she said, okay. Oh, that's very good. I like the dialogue between you and her. That's the most important. Uh, well, here's the thing. I absolutely agree that, and I have actually quite a bit of experience in dealing with um, the judiciary and technology and the adaptations that are needed to do technology and court together in a good way that still engages people properly and keeps deference in the courtroom, but also utilizes the best available resources that we have so that we can get through the backlog that inevitably builds up in the system. And it's a really tricky balance point that you have to get to. I personally think that if we had a mandatory, and I'm not talking about like, oh, we sent you a little link in your email. I'm talking about before you're in front of the judge, you must go through what we could consider a Zoom obstacle course where you introduce yourself by saying your name properly. You are informed of proper courtroom attire. You are taught how to unmute and mute yourself. You are informed of proper decorum for an online courtroom, and you're made to feel like it's a very different situation. I also think what would very much help keep um, the court a little bit better situated online would be a permanent Zoom layout where the judge never moved and the defendant was zoomed into the space. And I've been involved in types of hearings before where that has happened. It costs a lot of money and it costs back end support. I mean, the way that they're doing it is the absolute sort of, you know, easiest way, but there is other ways that you can utilize technology in court while still maintaining a sense of decorum that I think judges really miss at this point. Um, it 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 requires administration on the back end, basically. But I think that if you did that, a lot more judges would be willing to keep going online. There's an obvious benefit to it. Lawyers personally, I'm not a lawyer. My theory is that lawyers in their billable hours love to be able to go to Zoom court because they can go to so many more courts. Anyways, guys, I hope you're all having a wonderful evening. we're going to go back to the past a little bit. We're going to do bond court first with Big D. If you're new here, how'd you find us? What happened? Come out of the shadows and tell us. I don't think anybody's new here, but if you are, we have a really fun evening. But after that, I think we're gonna look for some Judge Kim. I haven't set it up yet. We can together. It'll be fine. Um, exactly, Crystal. I mean, honestly, that's exactly why I watch court because uh my life seems completely on track, on the rails, no issues. Oh, Gretchen. Oh my gosh, Gretchen Beach is here. Thank you, Gretchen. Gretchen has just reminded me to remind you to clock in for your shift. Tell me what you've had for dinner. Grab a drink from the fridge. Tell us what you're having to drink. I've got a ginger ale. Tanya wrote, thank you so much. I don't know what's happening, but I'll give you an oh yeah. I love you guys so much. I look at that. Um, yeah. Chicken sandwich and water from Vicky. Steffi B. Oh, I just know this is gonna put me in a good mood. The whole point is not about fair use versus not fair use, guys. Just before we get started, and then I will shut up about it. But here's I'm like I'm saying, the point is this: each judge gets to run their courtroom how they want. It's a pillar of the courtroom system that each judge has that deference. And so it's not about proving them that you have the right because they also have the right to shut their courtroom down to Zoom and go completely back in person if they want to. So you have to think about it. That's not what they want. They need deference. I bet if you started to use them as teaching opportunities and not just, no offense, but not just about prayer, but about actual teaching opportunities, you go and you find Judge Bryant's, or whatever the judge is that uses the different charities. You highlight their charities. You highlight their their causes. You figure out, do you know what I'm saying? Like the way to have a judge be comfortable on Zoom like that and enjoy it is it's hard to balance that. I thought I didn't watch the whole episode. I'm sorry, time served. I was busy and I'm usually rewatch, but I caught a little part of it and it sounded like, I don't know, somebody may have told her that there's lots of money being made off of the videos. And that's, again, I think a different problem altogether. And I've been saying since the gosh darn beginning that these YouTube channels for judges should be absolutely monetized and reinvested back into the community. It absolutely perplexes me that they don't do that. Bending over and picking up pennies and $100 bills flying over their heads. Anyways, but it's fair use, YouTube Daddy, and anybody else getting any ideas. It's like this is fair use between me and the big D. Oh shit. Oh, look at this jail. This is in Clayton County, Georgia, guys. Clayton County, Georgia, where Big D roams, dismissing cases left, right, and center when people are caught up in the justice system. This is dismissal Dan right above here, guys. And we yeah, sure, channel memberships. You should absolutely be everything. And honestly, yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna. If we want to talk about it, I would be happy. Uh, the judges don't, I'm not talking about the judge making money from it. I'm talking about the county web pages or whatever being run by the county and able to, I don't know. No, I haven't sussed out the ideas yet. But I don't see a difference. I don't think that there's any problem with it. I think the issue again is that if you want a judge to keep doing YouTube like Zoom hearings, you have to reintroduce decorum into the courtroom for them, and uh, I think that's what's missing in a lot of places. And some judges just don't have the ability to cut through that on Zoom. Anyways, let's continue this evening with what looks to be a mix of whatever. We'll see how it goes. He does have glasses on tonight, you guys. Somebody the other day said it looks like Dan parties all night and dismisses all day. And I think it's true. If you're just getting here, please make sure you've clocked in for your shift. It's really important. It is the best way that you can help me tell YouTube Daddy that you like hanging out here. Oh, I don't think she's mean at all. I think she's an excellent judge. I've watched so much of her stuff. I've shown her stuff to like non-court people. It's that good. She's got to know that she's a great linguist. I mean, she really gets a point across in a very succinct manner. And of course, that becomes clippable and watchable. But I'm not saying she shouldn't do that. It's just, and maybe some people don't realize that. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I don't watch it. Um, well, she's not the only one complaining here. And I'm not, I've made a personal, I have a few personal rules with the channel. One of them is that I don't use defendant or plaintiff names in the titles or descriptions of the videos as I just don't do that. I use judge names, but I don't use the plaintiffs or defendants. And then the other thing that I don't do is reveal how I think certain judges are getting around certain ways of being on these types of shows. But there are, and I have a whole list of them that I should probably share in the Discord at some point. But I don't like to broadcast it because I actually think that sometimes people listen and then they might adopt a similar methods. But let's just say there are a number of courts that I've seen that are technically fulfilling the open courts rules, but in a very unique way that makes it virtually impossible for the public to see. So, no, I'm not going to tell them, and I'm not going to tell y'all because who knows? No, I'm just joking. Anyways, let's continue on with this. We vote for each of Dan's gonna talk about the rules first. Listen to him. He only does this once. And then each case is good. Okay? Gone. I know there's no sound. Larry Beaver, Larry Beaver, Larry Beaver to the front, please, Larry Beaver. There's no sound because actually, why is Oh, now I figured it out. It's okay. We be rolling, you guys. We be rolling. Larry, I guess that wasn't quite your fault. That was more my fault.
All right, we ready at the jail?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Clayton County Magistrate Court. Today is October the 16th, 2022. The time is 10:56 a.m. This is Clayton County Magistrate Court first appearance. My name is Judge Daniel Nagel. I'm going to go over some preliminary information and preliminary instructions with each of you. So please do yourselves a favor and listen closely, because what I tell you now will be useful for you when I meet with you individually about your particular case. First and foremost, this is an informative hearing. This is not an evidentiary hearing. What that means is this: we are going to go over information about your particular case. This is not an opportunity for you to present any defenses, any arguments, any evidence, or explain to me why either A, you should not have been arrested, B, you should not have any particular charge against you, or C, any defenses that you may have. If you want to discuss those things, wait for the appropriate time. This is being live streamed over YouTube, so the district attorney's office, law enforcement, the solicitor general's office, they can come back and watch this. So anything that you say could potentially be used against you. Do yourselves a favor. Do not give away your defense or your strategy and just hand it over to the people who are going to be prosecuting you. Okay? So it may be difficult, but do not talk to me about the facts of your case. Only answer the questions that I ask you directly. All right? The information that I'm going to go over with you, I'm going to ask you to state your name. Please state your name clearly so that I can hear you. Some of you may be wearing facial masks, which may distort the sound of your voice and the ability for me to hear you. I don't need you to yell. I just need you to talk clearly so we can establish that you are who I need to be speaking with. I'm then going to...
Donna, thank you so much, Orlando. Oh my gosh. Yay, look at that. Look at all these people who got new memberships. Thank you so much, Donna. That is amazing. Welcome to the crew, guys. Please clock in for your shift. Melissa, aka Glass Gardner. Oh my gosh. Yay. This is exciting. Okay. So I literally had to check. He's zipping through. This is not 1.25.
let you know the charges that are against you. I will let you know if they are a misdemeanor or if they a felony charge, okay? I'll then let you know if there's going to be a bond that's going to be set in your case. If there is a bond set, I will go ahead and let you know right now. I do not know, and it's not the role of the court to tell you how much that equals if you go through a bonding company, all right? I will tell you this, as a practicing attorney over the past 10 years, typically, whatever your bond amount is, if you go through a bonding company, it's somewhere between 15 and 20%, okay? So as an example, for easy math, if your bond is $1,000, if you go through a bonding company, it will be somewhere between $150 and $200. So if you use 1,000 as a base, you just scale that up. If it's 2,000, that means it would be 300 to 400, okay? Or 300 to 600, I'm sorry. Either way, please do not ask me how much it would be, because my response is going to be, I don't know. I don't run a bonding company. I don't have any interest in a bonding company, okay? Your other option is that you may go through the sheriff's department directly and pay your bond. Again, there may be some type of fees or costs associated with that. You will need to discuss that with the sheriff's department, okay? Also, I will go over any special conditions of your bond. There are a few most common types of special conditions. Special condition number one is a no contact. No contact is very simple. Don't have contact with that person. They don't exist in your world, because if they exist in your world, guess what? You go back to jail. And if you violate the no contact provision of your bond, you potentially subject yourself to new charges, such as violation of a bond condition, which I believe is a felony in the state of Georgia. Also, if you violate your bond conditions and you catch a new charge, guess what a judge is not likely to do? Grant you another bond, because you have then established a pattern of not listening to the court. So if part of your bond condition is to not have any contact with someone, do yourself and do all of us a favor and do not have contact with them. That includes text messaging, calling, Instagram, Skype, Kik, WhatsApp, Twitter, Bumble, Tumblr, whatever creative way that you think that you can have contact.
Oh my gosh, Mikey, you drop by and we get 2 new Bumble and Tumblr. I hope you're doing well, Crimson Mikey. Sorry you're in YouTube jail. I'm glad you've got the other channels. Welcome. You guys, Bumble and Tumblr, those are new. I love it when he hasn't said OnlyFans yet. I did say if he says Grindr, I will get up on this counter and dance. Oh my God, I love it. Okay, let's continue on.
That with somebody, guess what? If police have been involved one time, police will get involved again. It doesn't matter what you think your relationship is like with this person once you get out of jail. Don't put yourself in that situation, okay? The other type of special condition is a no violent contact. This is less restrictive. It means that you can be around that person. You can live with them, you can hang out with them, you can do whatever it is that you want with them. However, do not do anything that would be considered violent, okay? That means yelling, cussing, throwing things, punching holes in walls, smashing glasses, throwing cell phones, anything like that. And guess what? You go back to jail, okay? You do not pass go. This is not Monopoly. You are in violation of a bond condition and you go to jail again. And if you value your freedom, like I would hope that most of you do, you don't want to end up back at the Clayton County Jail, all right? The last most common special condition is a stay away from an incident location. If you are to stay away from an incident location, it's very simple. Don't go there. If it's a store, shop with somewhere else. If it's a house, go live somewhere else. It may be difficult for you to stay away from a certain location, and I understand that. However, the court has a duty to protect not only yourself, but everyone in the community from any type of situation. So if it is a residence that you need to get your belongings, we will talk about how you can do that. It's very simple. I will put in your bond order that you may return to the residence, but you need to do so with the sheriff's department. That's for your safety and the safety of everyone else at that residence, okay? So if I say, don't go to this location, and you say, Judge, I have things I need to get, all right, I will put in your bond conditions that you can go back, but you have to follow the proper protocol. Don't just show up waving the paper saying the judge said I could come get my stuff. That's not what you need to do, okay? You'll need to make arrangements with the sheriff's department, and they will escort you there to ensure that you don't get in any trouble and everyone else there doesn't get in any trouble, all right? I will also go over with you your next court date. Pay attention, everyone. Your next court date, if you do not bond out of jail, will be your preliminary hearing date. For those of you with misdemeanors, it is going to be October the 25th, which is in 9 days. For those of you with felonies, it is going to be October the 26th, which is in 10 days. If you have a mixture of felonies and misdemeanors, you will get October the 26th because the felonies take precedent over misdemeanors, okay? Pay attention to this. If you bond out of jail, you do not have to appear for your preliminary hearing. Your case will automatically be bound over to state court for misdemeanors and superior court for felonies. However, it is your responsibility to make sure that your address and your contact information is good with the court clerk's office, okay? There's no telling how long it could be before your arraignment court date if you bond out of jail. But if you move, if you change emails, phone numbers, whatever the case may be, it's not on the court to track you down. It's on you to let them know. So if you don't do it and in 4 months from now, you have court and you don't show up, guess what? Bench warrant. Okay. That means that you are going to be wanted. And when you come into contact with police officers, they're going to arrest you. And it may be a while before you get that addressed. So please make sure that your information is good with the clerk's office. I will also ask you if you want to hire your own attorney or if you want court-appointed attorney. All of you had the opportunity to fill out a paperwork or some paperwork for a court-appointed counsel. If you did not fill it out, I can only assume that you want to represent yourself, which is a bad idea, or that you have hired an attorney to represent you. If you did not fill out your paperwork and now you want a court-appointed attorney, it may get a little bit embarrassing for you because I'm going to have to ask you questions that are being live streamed in front of everyone. All right. So if you didn't fill it out and you want a court-appointed attorney, I have to ask you questions to see if you qualify. If you are hiring your own attorney, that's fine. Just let me know. And they'll need to file the appropriate paperwork with the court system to let the courts know that they are going to represent you. You can change your mind at any time. If you get a court-appointed attorney now and you want to switch later, there's no problem. If you want to hire your own attorney now but can't afford to do so, or for whatever reasons things go wrong, you need a court-appointed attorney later, again, no problem. All right. Lastly, if a charge is dismissed against you, it may be all of your charges or it may be one of your charges. I'll discuss with you about that, but please keep in mind that if I dismiss a charge against you today, it doesn't mean it won't come back in the future, okay? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I have a very low threshold to keep the charges against you. I don't need beyond a reasonable doubt like a conviction or for a jury trial. I just need probable cause, which means that probably something happened that was illegal, okay? However, if I dismiss a charge, it's because there was
We think he has a thing about dismissing charges, but if dismissal Dan dismiss a charge, you will see the big D emoji pop up. You'll see me dash the kitchen a little bit. This is the big D emoji. If you're a member, you can use. And he does it all the time. It's craziness, you guys. I don't know who this lady is that's here. She's sort of in my spot. If she's a lawyer, she's really thrown a wrench into things. I'm probably just going to stand on top of her, but whatever. We'll see what's going on. Also, med check. Take your meds, please, guys. All of you. Take your meds. Drink your water. Take your meds. Hi, Jay. Oh, a big D cup would be great. Yes, that's a good idea. But it's a bra, Jay. Oh, not Jay. Who said that? Richard. That'd be funny. Boob tape. Big D boob tape.
fundamental flaw in the information that was provided to me. Maybe there wasn't a witness name, maybe there wasn't an element met. There was some information that I was lacking. However, for misdemeanors, I believe the statute of limitation is 2 years, and felonies, the statute of limitation is 4 years, okay? I can't tell you whether the DA's office or law enforcement or solicitor's office will bring back any charges, and I can't tell you if they will upgrade any charges. My job is just to review the information that's in front of me, handle it accordingly, and make you aware of your rights, okay? Now, we're about to begin the individual sessions, but before we do so, I need everyone to participate by raising your right hand, please. All right, do you swear or affirm the information that you are going to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You may say, I do. All right, with that being said, Ms. Benz, what is the name of your client, please?
Archie Prater, P-R-A-T-E-R.
Is that male or female?
Male.
Okay, let's do Mr. Prater quick, and then we can, y'all can let me know if you want to switch to the males or females. All right, give me just one moment.
Okay, so Larry, could you help with the paperwork, please?
Give me 1 second, Ms. Benz. I'm
No
sorry.
problem.
I had you down as having a different. Oh, okay. Got it. All right.
So this guy's
1 moment. Let
had
me
his
get
own
Mr.
attorney who
Prater.
showed up.
Sir, can you tell me your full name, please?
Archie Prater.
Okay. Mr. Prater, I understand that you're being represented by Ms. Benz. Is that correct?
That seems to be correct.
Okay. All right. Mr. Prater, you are charged with 1 count of battery. That is a misdemeanor. You are entitled to a bond, and I'll hear from Ms. Benz in just a moment. But whatever your bond amount is going to be, you will have a special condition to not have any contact with Melissa Morrison. And it's my understanding that this person does not live with you. Is that correct?
They live next door, Your Honor.
Got it. Understood. Okay. Well, since this person doesn't live with you, obviously there's no restriction on you going to your house. Just do not have any contact with her. I understand that's your neighbor, but don't wave, don't look, don't text message, don't help her get the mail or push her trash can over on her side or anything like that. Okay. You just pretend that this person does not exist in your world. Okay. Other than that, your only other special condition is to not violate the laws of the state of Georgia. Okay. Your next court date, actually, I know what I'm missing. I forgot the court appointed counsel. I know you don't need it, but I have to fill it out. Give me 1 second, sir. Well, all right, here we go. All right. The next court date for you, sir, is going to be on October the 25th. However, if you bond out, you do not have to appear for that court date. Now, before I ask you if you have any questions, I'm going to let Ms. Benz, if she would like to make a statement on your behalf as it relates to your charges in the bond.
Judge, we will just ask for a reasonable bond on these charges. My primary reason for coming on this morning is like Mr. Prater said, this was his neighbor, and I just wanted to make sure that the special conditions didn't involve him not being able to return back to his residence. They've lived there since the 1990s. And it's a property line dispute. And so I just wanted to ensure that he'd be able to return back home. He is employed. He's not currently on any probation or anything. And so, Your Honor, we'd ask that you just grant a reasonable bond on the charge.
Okay. Yes. Well, I try to be as reasonable as I can. I will tell you, Mr. Prater, I've lived in the county for almost 39 years, which is my whole life. And I can't tell you how many murder cases were between neighbors. It seems very odd, but it's more common than one would think. So, we don't want any Hatfield and McCoy situations going on here. It's sometimes, you get to choose your friends, but you don't necessarily get to choose your family and your neighbors. It may be difficult, but you are a grown up. And so you just need to conduct yourself in a grown up type manner. And, don't worry about what other people are doing. You just mind your business, and you let Ms. Benz do a good job for you and represent you down the road. And as long as you don't get any further trouble, this shouldn't hopefully be a big issue for you. Okay. I am going to set a bond. Let me see here. Okay, so you 40 years old. All right, I am going to set a bond at $3,000. Okay.
Thanks, Judge.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So, Mr. Prater, I'm setting a bond at $3,000 with the special conditions to not have any contact with your neighbor. All right. I'm sure Ms. Benz will go over to you how seriously that special condition is, but keep in mind the special condition is on you, not your neighbor. So, If she wants to wave at you and talk to you and stuff like that, she's not the one under a court order to not do so, okay? It's on you, so you have to just pretend she doesn't exist, all right? Do you have any questions about your case or anything that I've gone over with you, sir?
No.
Okay. Ms. Benz, do you have any questions?
No, Judge.
Okay. All right, Mr. Prater. Well, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Be excused.
Yes, ma'am. Have a nice day.
You too.
Very rare that we see that where there's a lawyer involved. This girl looks, oh my God, she looks horrified. Jesus Christ. What's going on in Clayton County? Also, in Clayton County, this is in Georgia. This is a contiguous county to Fulton County, where the only Judge Manning is from. Tin Man, no worries. Welcome. Glad you're here. We're just getting started. It's a Friday night kitchen party. And I have a new dress. I think we'll be here for quite a while. Anyways, we're just getting started. This is the first one where we can vote. Guys, please make sure you've clocked in for your shift. Hit that like button. It really helps me with YouTube Daddy, keeping me out of YouTube Daddy jail. Yeah. And thank you again for the new memberships, Donna. That's so awesome. Let's keep going. Jeez, this girl seriously looks so scared.
All right. What's your name?
Tamara Cummings.
All right. Miss Cummings.
Susie's here from the future again. Thank you, Susie.
Ms. Cummings, you are charged with one count of affray. I have reviewed the warrant and I'm dismissing it. I don't think there's enough evidence there on what was provided to me. So if you don't have any pending charges in Clayton County or anywhere else, if you don't have any holds, just be patient. Give us time to get the information over to the sheriff's office, and they'll get a copy of the dismissal and then they'll let you go. All right. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. You're good to go. Good luck to you.
Big D, thank
What's
you.
your name?
Dominique Dickerson.
Okay. Give me just a moment. I had to adjust the volume.
I almost walked away for that first one. I was like, I'm gonna go on court. Should be
Okay.
fine.
All right, Ms. Dickerson, you are charged with one count of forgery in the first degree, which is a felony, and one count of identity fraud, also a felony. I am going to set a bond in your case. The bond is going to be $2,000 on each charge, so that's a total of $4,000. Okay. Are you going to be able to make that?
I'm not sure. I have to make a phone call.
Okay. All right. Well, your next court date is going to be on October the 26th. If you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date, okay? But if you don't bond out, that'll be your next court date. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
Appoint one for me.
Okay. All right. Now, do you have any questions about your case?
You said each bond is $2,000 for each charge.
That's right.
That's all the questions.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you. All right. What's your name, ma'am?
Joyce Graham.
All right, Ms. Graham, You are charged with 1 count of criminal trespass and 1 count of battery. They are both misdemeanors. All right. I am going to grant a bond of 1,500 on the criminal trespass and 3,500 on the battery. So the total bond is $5,000. You do have a special condition to not have any contact with Marvin Huff. Now, do y'all reside together or no?
Yes, sir, we do.
Okay, let me see. Who's, is that a house or an apartment on Garden Walk?
It's an apartment. Both of our names are on the lease.
Got it, okay. Do you have somewhere else that you can go?
Currently, no, I do not, sir.
Well,
Is it possible we can make it non-violent or something so that I can get, go back to Buffalo, New York? I'm not from Georgia. I
yeah.
can go back to New York until I have time,
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I only reserve no violent contact for things where there's not physical contact made. For example, if you, this is just an example. If you slammed a door or punched a hole in the wall and there was no physical contact, then I would consider it. But the allegations as are, unfortunately, I have to be consistent across, not only your case, but everybody else's case. And it wouldn't be fair for me to do that for you and not be consistent for everyone else. So unfortunately, I can't. I can appreciate the situation that you're in.
So what do you do to
Lisa, it absolutely was. We're going back.
Slammed a door or punched a hole in the wall. If you,
not from Georgia?
Yeah.
I can go back to New York until I have time,
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I only reserve no violent contact for things where there's not physical contact made. For example, if you, this is just an example. If you slammed a door or punched a hole in the wall and there was no physical contact, then I would consider it. But the allegations as are, unfortunately, I have to be consistent across, not only your case, but everybody else's case. And it wouldn't be fair for me to do that for you and not be consistent for everyone else. So unfortunately, I can't. I can appreciate the situation that you're in.
so what do you do to kind of make this work is what I'm asking.
That's going to be, that's going to be a very difficult,
Family or try to move it.
Let the judge talk.
Oh, okay.
yeah, don't say anything, okay? Trust me, it's in your best interest to not go into things unless I ask you a specific question, okay? I have to be consistent, and so I didn't say it wasn't going to be difficult. I just said, you're going to have to figure it out. However, I am putting that you can go back to the residence to get your belongings, but you're going to have to use the sheriff's department, okay? You just don't show up there with the paperwork saying that I can come back. You need to follow the proper protocol, all right? Now, once your case is resolved or an attorney gets a judge to modify this, right? They can file motions to modify your bond conditions to no violent contact or whatever it is that you want to do. That's fine, okay? But until that happens, you can't go back there and you can't have any contact with Mr. Huff. All right. Your next court date is going to be on October the 25th. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. Now, you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
Take the appointed attorney.
Okay. All right. Now, do you have any other questions?
No, sir, I do not.
All right. Good luck to you. All right. What's your name, ma'am?
Donna Nike, Renee Morgan.
All right. All right, Ms. Morgan, give me just a moment.
Larry? Larry Beaver, please.
All right. Miss Morgan. Oh. All righty. You were charged with one count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act under warrant ending in 9/11. The bond is going to be $3,000. Another count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act under warrant ending in 9/14. The bond is $3,000. Speeding under warrant ending in 9/15. The bond is $1,000. DUI left safe, warrant ending in 9/16. The bond is $3,500. An open container violation, warrant ending in 9/17. The bond is $500. Let me see here. The two violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act, those are felonies. The rest are misdemeanors. Okay. Your next court date is going to be on October the 26th. But if you bond out of jail, you don't have to appear for that court date. Your total bond is 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, $11,000. Okay, $11,000 total bond. Now you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
I'm gonna go with the appointed attorney, sir.
Okay, all right. Do you have any questions about your case?
You said that if I decided not to go with the appointed attorney at any time, I can change my mind.
That's correct.
And who do I get in contact with? I guess once I get in touch with my attorney, he'll get in touch with the judge.
Yes, that's correct. If you hire your own attorney, they know what to do, or they should know what to do. They know how to put their paperwork in to let the court know that you're represented.
You say the bond was 11,000?
That's right. Anything else? All right,
No,
good luck
sir.
to you.
Thank you.
All right, what's your name, ma'am?
Juana Stringfellow.
Okay. Give me just a moment. Let me grab the paperwork. All right, Ms. Stringfellow, you were charged with one count of expired or tag or no license plate, misdemeanor, that's 500. No insurance, that's misdemeanor, 1,000, and driving without a valid license or suspended license bond is 1,500. So your total bond is $3,000. Okay. They're all misdemeanors, no felonies. So your next court date is going to be on October the 25th. But if you bond out, you don't have to go to that court date. Now you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
I take the appointed one.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Now, do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
All the females that I have. All right, sir, what's your name?
Alfred Brown.
All right, Mr. Brown, you were charged with one count of improper lane change. The bond is $500. You were charged with one count of DUI, alcohol left safe. The bond is $3,000. You were charged with one count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act. The bond is $5,000. And you were charged with one count of possession of a weapon during commission of a crime. The bond is $3,500. So your total bond is going to be $12,000 total. Okay. Because you have a felony charge, your preliminary hearing date is going to be on October the 26th. But if you bond out, you do not have to appear for that court date. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
You can appoint one for me.
Okay.
Please.
All right. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, what's your name, sir?
Jonathan Carter.
Okay. All right, Mr. Carter, you have charged with one count of theft by taking. I believe the way it's written, it's a misdemeanor charge. Okay. So your next court date is going to be on October the 25th. Now you do have some special conditions, so pay attention, and it shouldn't be a problem for you, but do not have any contact with Shaniqua Omo Abu. Now you don't even know who that person is, do you? Okay, good. Well, then it should be very easy for you to stay away from them and not speak to them because you don't even know who they are anyway. Also, do not return back to the Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport unless you are lawfully allowed to be there for travel or employment. So if you're not employed at the airport and you're not traveling, hold on, I'll let you ask a question in a second. If you do not have a job there and you are not traveling, don't go to the airport, okay? Now, again, your next court date is October the 25th, and I'll let you ask a question in a second. But do you want to hire your own attorney or do you want me to appoint one for you? Appoint one? Okay. I got some feedback. You said you appoint one, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Now, what is your question, Mr. Carter?
I work at the airport security.
Okay, that's fine. If you still work there, then that's fine. But you know, if for whatever reason you no longer work there, don't go back. Does that make sense? I put in your bond order, as long as you are legally working there and you're employed there, you can go there. Okay.
I won't know until I go.
What?
I won't know until I actually step out because I haven't talked to them since last night when I was at work.
Yeah, I understand your situation. Look, here's the bottom line. I know your situation. I read the facts of the case. If you go there and you find out you're still employed, great. If you go there and they say you're no longer employed, don't make a fuss, just leave and go find another job. You're not going to get in trouble because I put in there, as long as you're lawfully employed or you're legally traveling, then you're good to go. But any other reason, just don't go back, okay? All right, do you have any other questions? All right, good luck to you, sir.
First and last name.
All right, what's your name?
Evans.
All right. Mr. Irvins. Give me just a second, sir. All right, Mr. Irvins, you are charged with one count of aggravated assault family violence. That is a felony. The bond is going to be $6,000. You're also charged with one count of criminal trespass, which is a misdemeanor. The bond is going to be $3,000. So your total bond is going to be $9,000. Okay. Now, you do have special conditions to not have any contact with Gloria Paramo. Okay. So just like I said earlier, you pretend that that person doesn't exist in your life. Okay. Now, let's see. Does she stay at the address with you down in Hampton?
No.
Okay. Well, then I don't need to keep you away from that address, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, if she shows up there, just know that the restriction is not on her, it's on you. Okay. So wherever she is, you don't be. All right. So if she's somewhere and you see her, you turn around and go the opposite direction. You're going to end up right back here. All right. Now, your next court date is going to be on October the 26th. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
I would like you to appoint one for me.
Okay. I will do that for you. Do you have any questions about your case?
What is my total bond again?
9,000. So 10% is 900 plus half of that is 450, 1350, and then 1350 to 1800 if you do 15 to 20%. Okay?
All right.
All right, any other questions?
No.
All right, good luck to you, sir. All right, what's your name, sir? What's your name?
Darius Green.
Okay, you got to speak up, Mr. Green, because you're wearing a mouth covering and I can't hear you.
Quintarius Green.
All right, Mr. Green, you're charged with one misdemeanor count of speeding, bond is 500, and one misdemeanor count of driving without either a valid or a suspended license. The bond is 1,500. Your total bond is going to be $2,000. Okay. Your next court date is going to be on October the 25th. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. Now, you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What do you want to do? Okay. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. All right. What's your name?
Andre Kendrick.
Okay. Give me just a moment, Mr. Kendrick. All right, Mr. Kendrick, you are charged with one count of criminal attempt to enter an auto. The bond is going to be $2,500. That is a felony offense, so your next court date is going to be on October the 26th. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. Now, it's my understanding that you were arrested and you have a co-defendant. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You got to speak up. I can't hear you.
Yes.
Okay. As a special condition of your bond, you are not to have any contact whatsoever with Amir Wilkins. So I don't know if y'all are friends, don't really care, but y'all got in trouble together while this case is pending for your own good and for his own good. I don't know who's the bad influence here, if you're both bad influences or y'all are just being dumb. Either way, don't have any contact with them. So if you think that Instagram and Facebook, if you think all that is private, guess what? It ain't. Law enforcement can get into it and you'll never know it. So if you start talking to him and texting or Instagramming or whatever it is, they'll find out. And, you know, the DA's office has changed in the past few years and they dig into stuff like that. So if you enjoy your freedom, I would highly suggest that you pay attention right now before you end up in a lot worse position. Let's see, you're 17, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Are you still in school or are you done with school?
I'm still in school.
Okay, what school do you go to?
Lovejoy High.
Okay, what grade are you in?
10th.
Okay. Do you do any sports or extracurricular activities in the school? No? All right. Do you have a part-time job or are you just doing school full-time?
I'm doing school.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, then I'm going to make it a special condition of your bond that you stay enrolled full-time in high school and that you maintain a passing average. All right. So what
That means is he's your daddy now, babe. I love this judge so much because he's so tailored. He's like, this kid needs to graduate high school. He would have let him work if he was working already, but he isn't. I love it. I love it. I love it. What was I gonna say? Yeah, the hair too. That's hard. 17 is young. Anyways, let's just continue. Welcome to the Friday night kitchen party. Please make sure you've clocked in for your shift, actually. Also, hi Al, Raven, Taria, Iowa Hank, Harmony. Anybody else that I missed? Sashina, you got an issue with the new mama. Hayden's here. Fig stands with time for. I'm not even sure what's going on with that. Perfect. Thank you guys for clocking in. Chris L, you're here too. That's right. I saw that. Okay, let's keep. Also, if anybody can guess how much this dress cost today, we'll have a little context.
What that means is I'm trying to help you out because I was a prosecutor in the DA's office for almost 4 years at the beginning of my law career. And the most common type of person that I saw, the most common type of inmate in Clayton County was 19 to 26-year-old Black males. Guess how many of them didn't finish school? Probably about 85% of them. So if you enjoy being locked up and not doing what you want to do, hanging out with your friends, keep doing what you're doing. But if you want to beat the odds and be successful, right, then pay attention right now, because this is your wake-up call. All right. So you're either going to abide by the court order and we'll never see you again, and you'll get past this and you'll have a very productive life, or you'll keep coming back and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Okay. I enjoy my freedom, and I imagine that you don't like deputies yelling at you and telling you what to eat, when to go to bed, who you can talk to, who you can't talk to, right?
Yes.
All right. Now you didn't fill out your form, so what do you want to do about a lawyer? Do you want me to appoint one, or do you want to hire one? You want to represent yourself? What do you want to do?
Appoint one.
Okay. Is there a reason why you didn't?
Please do the conversions into Canadian. You can either pay via moose pelt, Canadian dollars, or liters of maple syrup. Canadian dollars, though, guys, remember that, because I know y'all are thinking in your US dollar heads, and I need you to get out of that head space and into Canada, or do the conversion. Okay? So keep that in mind as you think about this dress and how much I paid for it today.
Fill out the form?
Because I didn't think I needed one at first.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, on the grand scheme of things, is this the most serious thing you could get in trouble for? Probably not. But at the same time, it's still a felony. And the penalty for criminal attempt is half that of what the underlying charge is. I believe entering auto is 5 years. So you're looking at, if I'm correct, and I'm not saying that I am, but you're looking at 2.5 years in the state penitentiary. So you definitely want to get a lawyer. You're not married, are you?
No.
Do you have any children?
No.
Okay. All right. I will appoint a lawyer for you. Do you have any questions about your case?
What is my bond again?
$2,500. Okay. All right. Anything else?
No.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. Don't have any contact with your co-defendant. All right. What's your name, sir?
Bernard Lemon.
All right. Mr. Lemon, you were charged with one count of driving under the influence to the extent that it's less safe. The bond is going to be 4,500, and failure to use signal before stopping improper stopping. Bond is 500. So your total bond is $5,000. Okay. They're both misdemeanors. So your next court date is going to be on October the 25th. But if you bond out, you don't need to appear for that court date. All right. Now you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
You said I could change it at any time, right?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
So, yes, sir. So right now, if you would, you can appoint one for me.
Okay. I will do that for you, Mr. Lemon. Do you have any questions about your case, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Lemon.
All right, thank you.
First and last name.
What's your name?
Mr. Mendoza.
Mendoza. Okay, hold on one second, Mr. Mendoza. Martinez is continued. All right, Mr. Mendoza. All right, Mr. Mendoza, you are charged with one misdemeanor count of criminal trespass. The bond is 1,500. One misdemeanor count of simple battery. The bond is 3,500. So your total bond for everything is $5,000. Okay, 5,000. Now, do not have any violent contact with Mary Lambert. So you can be around her, you can live with her, all that. Just don't yell, don't scream, don't throw things and things like that. Okay.
What?
Huh?
My own house?
What?
Criminal trespass?
He said it's criminal trespass in his own house.
Oh, give me 1 second.
Billy, thank you so much. You've reminded me of something. We will be having a news break shortly where I will be reading some true news story that I just
So here's the
flagged in
thing.
chat.
You may have a defense to that later on down the road, okay? You just need to talk to a lawyer about that. I'm not saying that you're guilty of the charge. I'm just saying there's enough evidence to keep it going, okay? So don't talk to me about that. Talk to your lawyer and they'll get that handled, okay? But don't talk about it right now. Your next court date is going to be on October the 25th. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. Now, do you want to hire your own attorney, or do you want to appoint one? You want me to appoint one for you?
You can find one for me.
Okay. All right, I will do that. So just make sure you talk to your lawyer about your defenses to your charges, okay?
Okay.
All right, do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay, good luck to you, sir.
Okay. Last chances to get in your guesses in Canadian for the dress. I am just working on sending myself this very relevant news article that I want to share with you guys, but my brain, you know how it works. Barely. Once in a while. Yeah, barely. Anyways, okay. So, last chances for this. Remember, I'll convert it to American for you guys, but you guys are guessing in Canadian. That's how casinos get you. You change the currency, you get points instead of this or that. Let's see here. Also, Judge Dismissal Dan is just plowing through things. $149. Okay, you guys, first of all, everyone thinks I'm so fucking fancy and rich, apparently. No, I haggled for this dress, first of all. I know you're like, what? Here's the thing. There's this story, or this store where I shop sometimes, and the lady buys clothes in. It's not a consignment store. She just buys clothes, so she gives cash for clothes, and then she sells the clothes, obviously. But the way that her like store stays not shitty clothes is because she just says no to most stuff. And so what that also means is that she doesn't have all of she has money tied up in all of the stuff, and so she wants to sell it, and it's just like car sales. So that means you just want to hear court, Aquanet? That's totally fine, hun. If you go to my videos, you can just go listen to court. Or actually, do you know what? You can go to this YouTube channel and watch this all by yourself. Clayton County Magistrate 9. That's the one to go to. Anyways, so the store is great because when you go in there, there's price tags on everything, but she usually wants to get rid of things. So I walked in and the price tag said like $38. And I was like, I will give you $15 cash for that. And she was like, okay. And I gave her $15 cash and there was no tax. So that's how much I paid for this dress. 15 Canadian, which in US is like $11.28. Pretty good deal, right? Seriously, Aquanet, the whole point of this channel is to hang out with me in my kitchen. If you don't want to, then just go there. That's totally cool. We're good with it. Okay, let's continue with this. And then I will read you about the canoe. Oh no, actually I'll read it first. Here we go. Police officers in Grand Forks, British Columbia, say that they've arrested a man for canoeing while intoxicated. The incident happened in the early afternoon of June 29th on Christina Lake in BC's southeastern interior. Under federal law, the same impairment rules that apply to driving also apply to boating. It's illegal to operate or control a vessel while impaired by alcohol or with a blood alcohol level of more than 0.08. In a statement, the Grand Forks RCMP said they were called to the lake after someone reported an intoxicated man in a canoe. With the help of Christina Lake Fire Department's boat, RCMP said they went out onto the water and made contact with the 51-year-old local man, but he refused to comply with their directions. The man eventually made his way to the dock and hid under there for several minutes, again refusing to comply, reads the RCMP statement. After several minutes, police say an officer got into the water and then brought him out. He was then taken into custody and transported to the RCMP Grand Forks detachment, where he was investigated for impaired operation of a boat, say police. RCMP say the man was later released when he was sober and is expected to appear in court in September. The Criminal Code of Canada stipulates that it is an offense to operate or assist in operating a conveyance while a person is impaired by alcohol or drugs. The code defines a conveyance as a motor vehicle, a vessel, an aircraft, or railway equipment. In other words, steering or operating a boat, or helping to steer or operate a boat while drunk, is a crime. According to the Canadian Red Cross, nearly 65% of boating deaths involve the use of alcohol. In BC, there are several rules that regulate passengers drinking on boats, and according to the BC government's webpage on liquor policy and consumption, people can only drink alcohol on private boats and other watercraft if the vessels are licensed or if they are boats that people can essentially live on because they have sleeping accommodations, cooking facilities, and a toilet. On those boats, people are allowed to drink in the boat's cabin or deck. Cruise ships and boats such as public ferries can serve alcohol but have some restrictions and must be licensed. No drunk boating. That was literally yesterday in the news. I know. I know.
All right, what's your name, sir?
He's Rutland, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Rutland, you are charged with one count of discharging a firearm near a highway or roadway. The bond is $2,500, and reckless conduct. The bond is $3,500. So your total bond is $6,000. Now, both of those charges are misdemeanor charges. So your next court date is in October the 25th. However, if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Rutland, you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
Appoint one for now.
Okay. All right, Mr. Rutland. Listen, I'm all for everyone exercising their rights, their constitutional rights and things like that. But I mean, you're 22 plus 7, 29. You're almost 30 years old, man. You don't need to be coming here for stuff like this. You're too old for that. Okay. If you were like 19 or 20, you know, okay. But you got to be very careful, man, because if something went wrong and something went crazy, guess what? You'd be here on a whole different scenario. And it would just be sad, to be quite honest. It would just be sad and unfortunate. So you know, with all of your rights comes a great responsibility to make sure that you don't infringe upon other people's rights. Now, luckily that didn't happen, but I don't ever want to see you back here again on something like this. Do you understand?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions?
You said it was 6,000 for my bond?
Yes, sir. That is correct. 6,000 total bond.
Yes, sir. I'm good.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. Don't come back.
Thank you.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Octavius Smith.
Octavius Smith. All right.
Octavius Smith.
Quantitative. Gotcha. All right, Mr. Smith. You have some old charges and new charges.
Ooh, I'm sensing a dismissal. I'm sensing it. I want to say thank you guys for being here as usual. If you're just getting here, clock in for your shift. Susie makes such a great point. I've pointed this out many times before. There is so much court out there that you can watch all by your lonesome without my voice or antics. However, we have a lot of fun here. And if you open up your heart and your minds, you might just find, like Billy said the other day, it's not court cases we watched, friends we made along the way, or something like that. Also, hi, Hector. And Hannah's just like yelling. All right, let's keep going.
You were charged with 1 misdemeanor count of criminal trespass under a warrant ending in 379. The bond is 2,000. Simple assault warrant ending in 380. The bond is 3,000. Terroristic threats or acts, the warrant ending in 381, the bond is 5,000. And then one more, I can't read my own writing. One more simple assault, the bond is 4,000. Okay, so your total bond is 14,000. Okay, that's your total bond. Now, you are not to have any contact with Caressa Smith. It looks like the first charges were there. You didn't come into contact with law enforcement, and then turn around and pick up the new charge with the same person. So I don't know what type of relationship you all have, but it's not good for each other because you keep getting the police called on you, and that's not good for you. And it's definitely not good for the county. So just stay away from her. Do you need to get any, the address that you provided, the 240 apartment G13, does she stay there?
We both do.
Okay, well, you can't be around her, so you can't go there as long as she is there. So if she leaves,
Right.
you can go there. But if she doesn't leave, you can't go there. Okay. Now I'm going to put on here that you can go to the address if you want to get your belongings, but you just have to do it through the sheriff's office. Okay. Don't just show up on your own and say that I'm here to get my stuff, because apparently y'all two don't mix well together. Okay. Your next court date is going to be on October. The terroristic threats is the only felony charge. The rest are misdemeanors. The next court date is October the 26th, but if you bond out, you do not have to appear for that court date. Okay. Do you want to hire your own attorney or do you want me to appoint one for you?
Point one for me.
Okay, all right, I will do that for you. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, good luck to you, sir. All right, what's your name?
Melvin Scott.
All right. Mr. Scott. Mr. Scott, you are charged with one count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act. The bond is $10,000, and one count of use or possession of drug-related objects. The bond is $1,000. So your total bond is $11,000. Now, if you do bond out, I think that they'll just take you to the other areas where you need to address some matters. But if you don't bond out, then your next court date is going to be on October the 26th. And then your attorney and you and the DA's office can work out how y'all want to address this situation and maybe in conjunction with the other situations. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
You can appoint one for me.
Okay. All right. I will do that. Now, do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay. Good luck to you, sir. All right. What's your name, sir?
D'Angelo Stewart.
All right. All right, Mr. Stewart.
Sir.
All right, Mr. Stewart, you are charged with one count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act, warrant number ending in 948. The bond is $3,000. Drug-related objects, warrant ending in 949. The bond is $1,000. Possession of a firearm during commission of a crime, warrant ending in 950. The bond is $5,000. Trafficking in methamphetamine or amphetamine, warrant ending in 951. The bond is $15,000. Another count of violation Georgia Controlled Substances Act, warrant ending in 952. The bond is $3,000. Improper use of a horn, bond is $500. Another count of violation Georgia Controlled Substances Act, warrant ending in 954. The bond is $2,500. Driving on the wrong side of the roadway, warrant ending in 955. The bond is $500. And open container violation, warrant ending in 956. The bond is $500. So there's a mix of traffic offenses and then felony offenses in here. So I'll just tell you your total bond amount is going to be, let's see, 4, 5 plus 15 is 20. That's 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So the total bond amount is $31,000 even. Okay. Your next court date is going to be on October the 26th. But if you bond out, you do not have to appear for that court date. Now, you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
Can you appoint one for me for now?
Yes, I will do that for you, Mr. Stewart.
Yes.
Do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Stewart.
Thank you.
Mhm. All right. What's your name, sir?
Even Terrell.
All right. Mr. Terrell, you were charged with one count of driving on a either suspended or revoked license. The bond is $1,500. Expired or invalid or no tag, the bond is $500. And failure to have headlights on, the bond is $500. Your total bond is $2,500. They're all misdemeanor charges. And your next court date is going to be on October the 25th. But if you bond out, you do not have to go to that court date. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
I don't need an attorney. I hire
Okay.
an attorney. I can request a signature bond.
I'm sorry?
Request a signature bond.
All right, request received, however denied. Bond is 2,500. So you do not want an attorney, is that correct?
No.
What happened? Request was not received. What I thought he said is, you give me shit, you boy. Oh my gosh. My light's changing. I have to get the light in a second.
Date is going to be on October the 25th, but if you bond out, you do not have to go to that court date. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
I don't need an attorney. I hire
Okay.
an attorney. I can request a signature bond.
I'm sorry?
Request a signature bond.
All right, request received, however denied. Bond is 2,500. So you do not want an attorney, is that correct?
No. I don't want
Okay.
a court appointed.
Okay, so you're going to hire your own attorney.
Yes.
Okay, got it. All right.
Trish,
Well,
we're
just
doing
make sure
Kim
that
after this.
whoever it is that you hire, they file the appropriate paperwork and they should know what to do, okay? All right, good luck to you, sir. All right, what's your name?
Antonio Turner, sir.
All right.
Fashion kitchen party. Y'all have to just bear with me
All
a
right,
little bit, but we'll have fun.
Mr. Turner, you are charged with 1 count of battery, which is a misdemeanor. The bond is going to be $4,000. You are charged with 1 count of possession of firearm by a felon. I'm dismissing that charge against you.
Thank you, sir.
Well, remember what I told you earlier, right? It doesn't mean that the charge is gone forever. They could bring the charge back if they want to. I'm not going to tell them to. I have no idea whether they're going to do that or not. The reason why I'm dismissing is because I don't have any proof that you're a convicted felon. So can't keep it. They didn't put any information in there. So I'm not going to grant that warrant because I don't have the information that I need. Okay. But just be aware it could come back later on down the road. Okay. I don't want you to, maybe it will, maybe it won't. It's kind of like playing the lottery. Now you do have a special condition of your bond. Okay. Do not have any contact with Keandra Williams. Okay. Don't pretend that person does not exist. Let me see. How old do you, my understanding is that a relative to you?
My stepdaughter.
Got it. How old is she?
19, sir.
Okay, so she's an adult. Did she stay at that 6857 Power Street address?
No, she moved out with her boyfriend, sir.
Okay, all right, very good. Well, it looks like that's your address, so I just want to make sure that you can go back to your address and you're not put out, okay? Now, if let's say that, I don't know if you're legally married or what your situation is, but let me just say this. If she goes back to that address, remember the restriction is on you, not on her. So whatever conversations that you need to have with your family and stuff about her coming over, if she's there, you leave, okay? Even if it's your house, okay? So maybe you have conversations to not have people bring her over just so you can stay tight and on the right path, okay?
Yes, sir.
Because I dismissed the felony, your next court date is going to be on October the 25th because the misdemeanor is the only remaining charge. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
One for me, sir.
Okay, I will do that for you, Mr. Turner. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Uh-huh. All right, what's your name?
Antonio Whitfield.
All right, Mr. Whitfield, you are charged with, excuse me, you are charged with 1 count of battery family violence. The bond is going to be $3,500, and 1 count of false imprisonment. The bond is going to be $3,500. Your total bond is going to be $7,000. Your next court date is going to be on October the 26th because the false imprisonment is a felony. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. Now, You have special conditions to not have any contact with Tamano Holland. Let me
It's
see.
Tamara Holland.
Tamara, I'm sorry, I can't read my own. Tamarlo. It says here tomorrow.
Yeah, it's just spelled like that. It's Tamara though.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate your honesty and letting me know. Well, anyway, just don't have any contact with that person until your case is resolved or the bond conditions gets changed. Okay. Now, does that person stay at the same address that you stay at?
Yes, me and her, my fiance, it was our anniversary.
No, hold on,
And
hold on. No. Hold on. You're about to say something you don't want to say, my man. Trust me. Don't go there. Okay. I just needed to know if y'all stay together.
yes.
Okay. All right. Well, look, here's the thing, and I'm sure you've heard me tell other people this. Don't go, you can't be where she is. So as long as she's there, you can't be there until your case is resolved or another judge changes it. So I'm going to put in here, excuse me, I'm going to put in here that you can go and get your stuff, but you have to use the sheriff's office to do it, okay? So don't go over there unless you're going over there to get your belongings with the sheriff's department so they can monitor that there won't be any future issues. Now, how y'all work y'all situation out in the future is between y'all. But again, if the police are called on you one time, they'll get called on you again. So just keep that in mind, okay? Now, you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What do you want to do?
You can appoint one.
Okay. Now, you didn't fill out your application. Why not?
I just at the time I'm discombobulated still. I'm still not be there, and I'm right now. I just wanted to rush and get the paperwork done. I apologize on my end. It's just I'm not here.
I got you.
I'm
I
here.
understand. It's a surreal feeling, sir. I can definitely appreciate that. All right, let me ask you a couple of questions. Okay, are you currently employed?
No.
Okay.
Actually, yes. Yes, I am.
Okay.
I work for the church.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Approximately. I don't need an exact amount, but approximately, how much money do you make per month?
Around 1,200 a month.
Okay. If you told me 12,000, I was going to apply.
Apply?
Do you have any? Are you? No, you said fiance, so you're not currently married. Do you have any children?
Yes, I have 8.
How many?
8.
Okay.
3.
How many of them are younger than 18, or is it all of them?
All of them.
Got it. All right, Mr. Stewart, or I'm sorry, Mr. Whitfield. You've got a large family, man. You gotta be outside, not inside the jail, to take care of them, sir.
Right. Yes. All
Have
right.
you ever been in the military before?
No.
Okay. All right, Mr. Whitfield, I am going to grant you court-appointed attorney. Okay. Now, as long as you follow the instructions that I gave you, you'll be all right, and you'll get through this, and you'll keep trucking along. Do you have any questions?
Yes. Can I ask for a signature bond?
Yes, you just did. Did you hear what I told the other guy?
I did, but I would rather you tell me as well.
I appreciate I appreciate the candor. However, look, when I come up with bond amounts, I look at the facts of the case. I look at how old you are. I look at have you ever been in trouble before? I look at how serious it is. I look at all those things, right? I consider all of those things. And so I think all the judges, at least in Clayton County, do a really good job. I think we're all very fair. And so again, while I appreciate the candor, I'm not inclined to do that, because if I'm given an OR bond, a signature bond, I might as well just throw the case out. You heard me. I've dismissed cases. But this isn't one that I can dismiss because there's enough evidence. So I'm leaving the bond at $3,500 on each charge. Okay. Do you have any other questions?
Yes, how would it be false imprisonment if?
Don't know.
I feel-
I'm not going into all that now. You want to talk about the facts of your case and stuff. I told you this is an evidentiary hearing. All right.
Right.
You'll have that opportunity. I promise you. Today ain't that day. Okay. All right. Anything else?
Oh, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. All right. What's your name, sir? All right. Speak up for me, okay? All right.
Wilkins.
All right. Mr. Wilkins, you are charged with one count of criminal attempt to entering auto, which is a felony. I can fill out your paperwork. Give me a second. I am going to set a bond, and I'm treating you just like I'm treating your co-defendant. The bond is going to be $2,500. Okay. Because it is a felony, your next court date is going to be on October the 26th. But if you bond out of jail, you don't need to go to that court date. Okay. You do have a special condition of your bond to not have any contact with Leandre Kendrick, who's the co-defendant. Did you hear all the things that I told him?
Some of it, yes.
Some of it? Okay. Let's see. You're 18 years old. Is that correct?
Sure.
All right. Are you currently in school or are you done with school?
I'm in school.
You're in school? Okay. What school?
High school.
Okay. And what grade are you in?
Junior.
Junior? Okay. All right. Are you do you play any sports? Or are you in any other activities in school? Run that by me one more time.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that 10th grade? What's a junior? I don't even know. Also, like I said, programming note, we will be doing Judge Kim after this, some old detention hearings just for the fun of it. Where they don't go in front of Judge Nagel, they go in front of Judge Kim. But this is junior is like grade 11. Okay, 11th grade. So, I mean, he could have honestly come by an 11th grade, 18 years old, if his parents didn't enroll him till later. So, but he answered it pretty slow, which tells me he's not sure. Anyways, regardless, needs to stay in school and finish up. Extracurriculars, maybe just focus on the curricular. The curricular. I failed 4 or 5 times. Let's keep that in mind. No shame, no shade. Did not graduate high school on time. Failed math many, many times. There is no shame or shade being thrown here.
Okay. What about are you working full-time in addition or part-time or just straight school and that's it?
I work, but it's not like for I work for my sister's dad,
Okay. All right. That's fine. That's good. Well, at least you got that going on. So here's the thing, man. I've been practicing law for 10 years. I was a DA for almost 4 years in Clayton County. I've grown up here. I've lived here my whole life. I used to live by Lovejoy High School. You don't want to come back, I would imagine, because you can't do what you want to do, can't hang out with who you want to hang out with, can't eat good food. I imagine that jail food sucks. And you don't want to get used to that. The most common type of person that I saw when I was in the DA's office was 19 to 26 black male. So this is a point in your life right now where you're either going to get yourself together and get right, or you'll be back over the course of the next 8 years, and it's just going to be jail time, jail time, jail time. Then it's going to be prison time, prison time, prison time, and then guess what? You're never going to be able to do what you do. You got to listen to somebody else. And I'm not one to listen to somebody else. I want to do what I want to do. And I think that's how most people are, right? So I'm going to put as part of your condition to keep your freedom is that you stay enrolled full-time at school, stay enrolled in high school and maintain a passing grades. Because if you do graduate from high school, or when you do, I'm gonna say you're gonna do it. When you graduate from high school, your chances of coming back go down a lot, a whole lot. Then you can either go to college if you want to, or trade school, or get a job or whatever. But as long as you keep yourself busy, you ain't gonna come back here. Which is the goal, I'm sure, of yourself, your family, your loved ones, and everything else. So I'm putting these conditions on you not to control you, but to help you so you can drop your bad habits, because I don't know who the bad influence is. I don't know if it's you on him or him on you, or when y'all get together, y'all just act dumb and do dumb things. But let's stop it right now so you don't set yourself up for a life of failure. Now, did they give you a piece of paper to fill out for a court-appointed attorney or no?
They did.
Okay, I didn't. Give me just a second, because I don't think I received yours. So I'll ask you.
He put refused on the top of.
Okay, give me just a second. I might need to. I might have just skipped over it. Mr. Wilkins, do you want to hire an attorney, or do you want to have a court-appointed attorney?
I want to get one from y'all from now.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second, because I'm from a volume up. Okay, say that.
On 1 second, Judge, because I'm making popcorn, guys, and I'll just tell you the way to make popcorn. On the stove top, start with 2 tablespoons of olive oil that you put in the pot, and then you take 2 kernels of popcorn and you put those in the pot and put it onto the medium high heat, and you let it go. And then once those pop, those are ready, and then I'll tell you the next step. I'm making popcorn because Judge Kim's coming up.
That one more time.
What? Out to part one for now.
Okay. All right. Well, is there a reason why you didn't fill out the form?
Because I didn't think I was gonna need one. But now
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at, if I'm not mistaken, entering auto is a 5-year felony and criminal attempt is half that. So you're looking at 2.5 years in prison. Would you want to go against a DA who's got years and years of experience, and you don't have a lawyer and they're trying to put you in prison for 2.5 years? Or would you like a lawyer to help keep you out of that situation?
lawyer.
There you go. All right. All right, hold on a second, sir. Because I need to get your application. I have Mr. Whitfield who said that he refused, but I don't see yours, so give me just a moment. Hey, deputies, his is not in the packet. Can we get him a form to sign it, and then y'all can send it over to me?
His is the last one on the scan thing, on the email.
Yeah, I opened it up. I have in the email, I have 21 applications.
I'm gonna resend it to you.
Okay, the last one I have is Mr. Whitfield. He's number 21. So
Okay, you need Wilkins.
yes. Mr. Wilkins, just hold tight just a second, okay? You want a court-appointed attorney, sir? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So they'll send that over to me. Do you have any questions about your case or anything?
Yeah, you said my bond's gonna be how much again?
2,500, the same as the other gentleman.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
That's it.
Okay. All right, man. Well, you've got a choice to make. Either you're going to keep coming back, or we'll never see each other again. It's up to you. Okay. All right. Good luck to you. I'm just waiting on them to send me your application, and I'll sign it.
All right, we'll get him to send that over. We'll get that sent over to you, Your Honor.
Okay, that's everybody that I have.
All right.
All right.
Have a
thank
good day,
you.
Your Honor.
All right, yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Judge. We will have a good one. We are going to watch some classic court now, something that probably got a lot of us into court to begin with, which was Judge Alex Kim down in Tarrant County, Texas. Just give me one moment while I pull that up for us. You can take this moment to make sure that you're clocked in for your shift here. And the kitchen by going ahead and clicking that like button. My popcorn is not quite ready yet. And I have picked this at random. It is old, and we will see what we got. I'm probably going to have to dip off here, get this set up, and then we will see. Oh, right. To change that. Okay. We do vote in this one as well, but we have a different voting system. Oh, there it is. Look at that at the bottom. Vote in the chat. 1 for detain, two for release, 3 for I don't know.
At the subway, there've been multiple. That's the only one. Good. All right. No portion of this court proceeding or broadcast may be recorded, published, or distributed. Violations of this order are punishable by contempt of court of up to 6 months in the county jail and a $500 fine.
That's cool, Judge. We talked about it.
That's it. All right, let's go and start with Demarius. All right, Demarius, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. Well, you've been here for 10 days, so I'm reviewing your case, deciding whether to keep you in custody or to release you. If I keep you, you have to see a judge every 10 days. Your attorney, Mr. Adniji, is Lateef. Are you here? I don't think so. All right, Mr. Adler, I'm going to ask you to step in for Lateef.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. So, all right, so this is your second 10-day hearing. You've been here for 30 days. Back in July, Arlington PD brought you in. Dealing with a robbery, at the subway. There have been multiple robberies at the subway, so they set up surveillance, and suspects fled through a hole in the fence into an apartment complex. There are already marked units there, and they found the description. And so, when I say you went into the subway, your buddy opened the door while you entered, brandished a handgun, pointed the gun at the subway worker, and patrons demanded money from an employee, and then heard the guy holding the door yell, "Cop, cop, cop," and they ran. So they were apprehended, and there's a third adult, I guess, that was charged. Previously never been here before. All right, do we have a parent here?
Your Honor, I spoke with Mom this morning, and she stated that she was going to make the effort to be here. So I don't know why she may not be here today.
I understand. All right, so no parent is here. Marius, just because of the nature of the offense, I'm concerned that if I was to let you go with another gun and be involved in additional robberies, either somebody getting shot or you getting shot, I feel like you'd be a danger to yourself and the community if I was to release you, so I'll detain you. I believe you have court coming up on August 18th, so you'll have a court sitting then. Hopefully everything gets wrapped up one way or another. All right. Thank you, Demarius.
Judge, the mom did show up in case you had a question for her.
Oh, hello, Mom. Yeah, Mom, I'm just very concerned about the safety of the community. I think last time you said you have no idea where the gun came from. I'm just concerned that he has access to firearms.
No, sir, he don't. On the reason he had access because he was staying with other friends, but I can surely assure that he will not have any access to any. I know I've been trying to get him in school and stuff like that. I do have another parent that's in the house. We just moved here from Louisiana, and I wasn't sure, of the friends that he kept. I didn't know nothing about them, but I can assure you that if you can give him a chance, I know he's been trying real hard, maintaining his, level of doing what he has to do, and if you can give him a chance, here's his father here.
Right, Mom, my concern is because it's involving a firearm, the only thing worse than what's already happened, the next step is for him to either shoot somebody or get shot. And the
no, sir.
is so big. Well, no, that is.
I understand what you're saying.
No, I'm telling you, that's the next level. The only thing that gets worse is somebody gets shot or somebody dies. And so that's how serious this offense is. It's when you have children with guns, especially not knowing where the guns came from. And honestly, at his age and his size, there's no way you could prevent him from even leaving the house if you really want to.
If I'm home 24/7, I even went. I'm a nurse in my job. I even went PRN on my job, and he's working so that I can be at the house at all times.
Right, but you still have to sleep, right?
So, the only reason why he was gone, access to where he was, because I gave him permission to go to a friend's house, not knowing nothing. And, I was just trying to see,
I understand, but this was a multiple robberies at the same location. I think a person could reasonably infer that Demarius was the one that was robbing this place multiple times. And so this is just very highly dangerous behavior, whether shot by a patron or a stoner, owner, or the police. I'm keeping him here for his safety. I don't want to take the chance of him getting shot and dying or somebody else getting shot and dying. And so until he has court, and if it turns out he didn't do it, and he gets out, or if it turns out that he did do it, hopefully he gets probation or gets back to the community and show that he's been rehabilitated, that we don't have to worry about him. But while the case is pending, my determination is based on whether I think he would be a danger. The fact that he was going out doing these things, getting guns, being on the streets, robbing a place, he's a huge danger. Okay.
And even if he's maintained and did, what he's still not eligible to come home with the electronic monitor, even if he can do his work at home, be homeschooled, like virtual learning.
He is absolutely eligible. I'm deciding that I'm not going to release him though. This is at my discretion. When kids come in here with guns here in Tarrant County, I hold them because they are an absolute danger to our community. We have too many kids that are shot, too many adults and innocent people that are shot. And so this is the way I think I should stop it. It's just kids should not have guns unsupervised. Right? This is the consequence to Demarius's decision, allegedly. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Demarius.
Be strong, man. Please be strong.
No, Mom, this is not the time to have a conversation with your son. You can go and visit him. You have your phone calls. Please do not interrupt court to give him words of inspiration. The next one is Caden. Oh, we just went through Demarius. Sorry. No, you have one more. All right, Caden, I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day hearing. You've been here for 30 days. So let me see if I review whether I should release you or detain you. July 9th, Fort Worth PD brought you in. There was a shots fired call. when the police made scene. That's right. Talked to a supervisor for roofers that a white male wearing a red shirt fired 3 shots down the street towards where they're working. They thought you were shooting at them. So eventually they used the PA system, police used the PA system, you came out, and it seemed like this was a drug deal where you're using your sister's social media account to set up drug deals or selling the gun, I'm sorry. And so evidently there's a video, you got out, there's a problem. You went to the house, got a gun, shot at the car. And that when the police were arresting you, you said, you better, to your mom, you better hope I don't get out and come back. So, all right, well.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
I did want to make you aware, it's my understanding that he is going to be having a psychological evaluation on August 29th. Therefore, we won't be able to have any hearings before then. And so he is requesting that he be released on an ankle monitor and a sweat patch. He is interested in maintaining his sobriety going into the future and being a valuable member of his family and community.
I understand. All right, so, hey, Kaden, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you at your word and your threat to your mom that she would be in danger if you were to get out. I'm going to believe you on this one, and so I'm going to detain you for that. No matter how bad it was when you're getting arrested, remember there's no situation so bad you can't make it worse, and you made it worse. It's one thing to have a gun, another thing to be selling guns, another thing to using a 13-year-old social media account to sell guns. It's another thing to fire your gun at somebody. It's another thing that when you're getting arrested for all this, you threaten your mom, the place that you would be returning to if you were to be released. And so I believe you that she better watch out if you come back. All right, thank you, Kaden. Thank you, Ms. Jacobson. I mean, I get your point, but at this point, with his other history of runaway and other problems, I'm just really concerned about the safety.
Your Honor, if I may, on Caden Parrish.
Yes.
I did want to point out that we did do a resource staffing and a placement was recommended for him. So
okay.
We're waiting on
Oh, good. Very good. Did you hear that, Ms. Jacobson?
I did, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hey, Jamal.
Hey.
Hello, Jamal. I'm Judge Kim. This is a
Yes, sir.
You've been here for 2 weeks now. So he is level 1 acceptable. Mr. Lahara, what behavior problems did Jamal have while he was back there?
Your Honor, the records indicate that he was slow to comply.
Okay. Okay. All right. So Jamal, you're here in 2019 for breaking into cars. Now, a couple of weeks ago, Arlington PD brought you in.
Sir, after that incident.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. All right. There was a call about multiple gunshots, 2 black males lying on the ground. When they got there, victims aged 13 to 17 suffered from gunshot wounds. Victims transferred to the hospital, pronounced deceased. Police found a vehicle driving erratically from the scene, and the passenger had a gunshot wound, so they took him to hospital. At the scene, one witness said a black male wearing a black hoodie with green design in the front pointed the firearm at the victims, heard gunshots, and then ran from the scene. Second witness saw 3 black males leaving the scene on foot, and 2 wearing all black, third wearing a pink hoodie, one holding an arm, suggesting he was injured. Third witness said there was an argument between Cameron and the victims. Fourth witness saw 3 black males at a strip mall before the homicides, gave the description of the 2 black hoodies and the pink. Okay. Still images from social media. They could identify who they were. And you were interviewed. And you identified yourself to the police as one of the people in the black with the green design. on the front. Identified Cameron as the one wearing the pink hoodie through the school resource officer. All right, and then you had a burglary vehicle passed. All right, Jamal, so it looks like a witness identifies you as pointing a firearm at the victims. And then there were gunshots, and that there's a deceased 13-year-old and 17-year-old. So, all right, Mr. Ford. I feel like because of what they're presenting to me, and given the nature of this offense and how serious it is, the fact that we have 2 deceased teenagers, I feel like if I was to release you, you're a danger to the community. And so I must continue to detain you. Thank you, Jamal.
Your Honor.
Yes. Alexander.
Can we speak?
Did you want to ask me a question?
Yes, yes, yes.
Sure.
Because he's, I don't know if I can say this or not.
I'm sorry, I don't, did you have a question?
Yes.
Okay.
He didn't shoot anybody.
Okay, so I'm sorry, that didn't sound like, do you have a question?
No.
Oh, okay. That's all it is. I'm just looking for probable cause. I know this is frustrating for you and you would like to have your son back, but based on what the police report says, I'm assuming the statements are true for the purpose of this hearing. And assuming they're true, it seems like that your son would have committed capital murder and murder. So then the question is whether I should release him or detain him. And that is at my discretion. Whenever a child is involved and caught with a firearm, then I always detain them and I slow down. I'm very concerned about the danger to our community of kids with guns. In this particular case, there are 2 dead teenagers. All right. And so I just want to be extra cautious. And this is what I think the community expects from our courts. All right. At this point, it can be articulated that your son committed the capital murders or was involved with the capital murders. And so I'm just making a decision on the safety of the community at this point. Okay. And so that's why I'm detaining you. I also feel like it may be a danger to him to release him because the amount of retaliation that goes on. And so I'm concerned about his safety as well. Okay.
My question was that when he was detained, that they had dusted his hands with fingerprints and gunpowder. I was wondering, was that also inside of your report?
No, that's part of the investigation. All they're doing is they're establishing probable cause, which means can somebody put into words a series of statements that, if they were true, would be a violation of our laws. So it's hearsay. So this is not his final trial. This is not about whether he did or not. This is simply about detaining him or releasing him.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Alexander.
I don't know how to pick them.
All right, Alexander, I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day hearing. Your attorney, Mr. Sierra, is here. So you were on probation for evading arrest with a motor vehicle and unauthorized use, stealing a car and running from the police, going in a car chase with it. Okay. So Fort Worth PD brought you in on June 13th. You've been here about 60 days now. All right, there's an investigation on 25th Street. They found a stolen car and police saw the stolen car parked at 25th and Ross loading up with some kids. Police made contact with the driver, who they identified as you were passing by. Then they turned the vehicle around. You sped out of the parking lot. They turned on the license sirens, but you kept on driving. Fort Worth Air 1 was able to follow about 12 blocks when he turned south. 6 people jumped out and ran, all were apprehended. And you were found behind a shed and were detained. Car was stolen out of Arlington. And you're positive for weed. Smoking wood while you're on probation. And you get arrested for the exact same offenses, stealing a car and going a car chase from the police. Well, at this point, Alexander, I feel like if I was to release you, you would just steal another car and run from the police again. It seems like you learned absolutely nothing from your time on probation. We do not have a parent here, is that correct, Ms. Lopez? Ms. Lopez?
That's correct, Your Honor. Since he has court on Friday, she will be here Friday.
Okay, you have court on Friday, Alexander. We'll see what happens then. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Hello. Thank you, Mr. Sierra. Maria.
You see us, Judge Kim?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Maria. I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day hearing. You've been here for 10 days. So I'm deciding whether to keep you here or to let you go. If I keep you here, you have to see a judge every 10 days. So your attorney, Ms. Abels, I don't think I see Key here today. All right, Mr. Adler, I'm going to ask you to step in for Ms. Abels.
Yes, Judge.
So, Maria, you've been here for 2 weeks. You are level 1 outstanding. Let's see. A couple weeks ago, Fort Worth PD brought you in. Let's see, they're over at an ACH facility. You were combative, breaking property, broke some glass panels. So they detained you so you would not damage any more property or hurt yourself. While being detained, you tried to bite the officer and kicked the officer in the chest, causing pain. So you're transported over to our facility. You have a history of running away. So we have a forensic interview set up coming up, Ms. Guerrero.
Judge, I'm covering for Felicia, and yes, that's correct.
Do we have actually a date scheduled?
I don't see a date on the report, but it is, I see that it's pending.
Okay.
But I can check and come back with you with a date.
Yeah, if you, just on the next report, ask Ms. Guerrero, just put that on the next report if there's a date set. If it's not already completed by that date.
Judge, I'm actually here. Sorry.
Oh, hello, Ms. Guerrero. Do we have a date set for the interview?
Mr. Bryan was supposed to be setting that.
Okay.
She's on here, so I don't know if that's been scheduled yet.
Okay. All right. And we have somebody from ACH or OCOK here?
It's me, Judge.
Oh, hello, Mr. Bryan. Okay.
Hey.
So, well, is the interview going to be done through you guys or through our department?
So the interview is through the Dallas CAC.
Okay, that's fine. So what I want to do on Maria, I'm going to hold you because of your history of running away. All right. I'm going to let you know you're looking at a felony level offense. You could go to TJJD for this. One thing I'm expecting from you is for you to fully participate in that interview. All right. They can take you there. And if I find out that you're not cooperative, you're not forthcoming, right, not honest with them and not disclosing things, then that tells me that I can't put you on probation because you're not going to participate in the programs in probation. So it is your best first step is at that interview is just to be completely honest. If you don't know, you don't know, that's fine. But if you know, you can't hold back on me, okay? All right, Maria, the reason why I'm not releasing you to ACH or OCOK before the interview is because you have a history of running away. I'm just considering you to run away. I want you to be on probation. I want you to do the counseling and whatever is needed for your probation, but you're making it hard for me, right? Because of your past. It's just a little bit hard to trust you right now. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So just do well, make good decisions. All right. Participate. Show me why you need to be on probation. Okay.
Can I say something?
Well, you probably don't want to say something. If you have a question, I don't mind answering it.
No, it's because I had an interview today for a placement.
Okay. So ultimately I'm the one that's going to decide what happens. So just because you had an interview doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to do it, right? That's all part of I'll just get all the information. I'll get the reports from all the interviews, and then I'll make a decision later on. But for right now, there's still another interview I want you to go through, okay?
All right.
All right. Thank you, Maria. All right, Xavier. All right, Xavier, I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day hearing. Deciding whether I should keep you or let you go. If I keep you, you have to see a judge every 10 days. So you've been here for about 30 days. So this is a companion case for Demarius. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is Subway. There are a bunch of robberies there. They did surveillance. You were the guy allegedly holding the door while Demarius went in with a gun, ran through a fence. Eventually, the police waiting for you arrested you. You have no history of this department. Level 1 outstanding. Miss Shelley, are you here?
Yes, sir. I'm right here.
Has he been level 1 outstanding pretty much since he got here?
Yes, sir. He has.
Okay. No history of this department. All right. Well, Xavier, I think that if I was to say that if you only hung around the people that your mom told you to hang around and stayed away from the people that your mom would not approve of, you and I probably never would have met. Is that about right?
Sure.
Okay. So going forward, if I was to release you, do I have to worry about you associating or affiliating with people that your mom does not approve of?
No, sir.
All right. So she's the boss, right?
No, sir.
And you're willing to accept that role, right? That's my deal with you. If I let you go, you're going to respect your mom and follow her rules, right?
Yes, sir.
And if I find out that you're sneaking out or hanging out with people that your mom tells you to stay away from, what do you think I'm going to do?
Send me to TJ.
Well, no, I'm going to bring you back here first, right?
Yes, sir.
So your mom says clean the room. What do you do?
In my room.
It's really that simple, isn't it? Hey, Mom, any questions?
No, sir.
Ms. Smith, any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Xavier, take this opportunity, right? Your mom's not going to do you wrong, okay?
Yes, sir.
It's not going to be fun. She's not going to let you have fun, but she's not going to do you wrong, okay?
Sure.
All right. Hopefully, I will not see you next time. Thank you, Xavier.
And
Thank
so
you.
it's just a regular release?
I'm releasing an electronic monitor with random UAs.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Justin. All right, Justin, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. It's been 10 days, so I'm deciding whether to keep you or release you. If I keep you, you'll see a judge every 10 days while you're here. Your attorney, Mr. Pearson, David, there we are, David.
Present.
All right, okay. So you have no history, July 10th. Hold on. So his behavior level dropped. Ms. Paxton, how far did it drop down?
On July 4th, it dropped down to 1, acceptable for not doing classwork and not following instructions. On the same date, it went further down. Well, actually, he was placed on suicidal, moderate risk. He was having some sort of panic attack, talking to himself and yelling comments and not responding to staff intervention. And then it dropped to 2 unacceptable on the 5th, for being slow to comply, not following instructions, talking back to staff continuously in doorway, and bullying and bumping a peer.
All right. Let's see. So Forworth was dispatched for domestic. When they got there, met with grandma, who said that you live with her because you cause too many problems at mom's, that you have anxiety and depression, do take medications, and when angry, you become violent. So you wanted her to take you to the trampoline park. You said no. She said no. So you started throwing things in the backyard. When she was taking a picture of the tantrum, you snatched the phone, scratching her, causing pain. So you're looking at felony injury to the elderly. Okay, so I think I kind of remember, did we get mom or grandma, did we get the medications for Justin here?
Yes.
Okay, and Ms. Paxton, I guess he's medication compliant. Mom, when was the last time you saw his doctor?
I can't remember the date, the 29th. We had the video doctor's appointment up here at the court.
Oh, this is the one we brought him to the court? Okay. Did the doctor change the prescription?
No.
So what's the plan if I was to release Justin? It would still go back to grandma, or grandma, is he not welcome there anymore?
Well, we got him approved for a bed at Cedar Crest.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. We just
Okay,
found out this morning. So we're doing the next step, which is getting the insurance squared away.
sure.
But the
Okay,
soonest I could get him, it's Sunday.
Sure. So this is what I want to do is stay in touch with Ms. Paxton whenever the insurance is squared away and they're ready to receive him and admit him, then let us know and we will release him to you to take there. Or where is Cedar Crest? What city?
Belton.
Belton. Okay. So either you can, if you think it's appropriate to take him there yourself, that's fine. Or if we have to transport him, we may be able to also. Okay. All right. So Justin, do you understand what's going on?
Yeah, I actually have a question.
Sure.
Last week you said I would have to wouldn't wait the full 10 days till my next detention hearing, and you said you would speak to me in half the time, but you never came and spoke to me.
Okay, so speaking to you is not me going back there, but you coming to court. All right. So, I think the issue, I don't remember, Justin, off the top of my head. I think the issue is I wanted to make sure that we could get that virtual appointment, a telephonic appointment for you. I was very concerned about you seeing the doctor, if I remember correctly. Otherwise, I'm sorry, I don't really remember the details of that. Yeah, I don't have any notes on that. I apologize. So, but do you understand what the situation is now?
Yes and no.
Okay, so your mom thinks it's best for you to be admitted to a hospital. And I think that's actually a good idea. I'll be honest with you, Justin, at this point, had you not had a drop in behavior levels, I would think that the medication was working and that you've made positive changes. It was time to release you from here back to your mother or your grandmother. But the fact that you continue to have problems, whether it's allegedly bullying other peers or disrespectful, disobeying the rules, not participating, that tells me that even in a highly structured environment like our juvenile detention facility, you're still having problems with your behavior. So that tells me you need to go to another secure facility that can actually help you maybe just cope with things better, process things better in your mind. Okay. So that's what my goal is on this one. Justin, as soon as you show me that you don't have violent tendencies and that you can control your emotions, I want you to go home. I don't want you to be caught up in here or in a hospital. All right.
Yeah, and I was also wondering if I can get a new PO.
A new PO?
I'm out here today. I'm going to be out there to visit him this afternoon. I would ask him to let me answer those type questions.
Okay. All right. We'll do that. So the answer, Justin, is it's possible. Is it likely? I think it's highly unlikely. You're talking about Miss Paxton here, and she was one of the best of the best. So if there's problems with Miss Paxton that I've seen back here, it's not Miss Paxton, it's the kid. So the way to avoid Miss Paxton is not to pick up a case. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Pearson. Mohammed.
If you're just joining us, folks, welcome. Please make sure you've clocked in for your shift. We are watching old detention hearings. These are from 2021. This is Judge Alex Kim in the 323rd District Court of Tarrant County, Texas. And these kids are in detention. We like to vote in the chat. We have lots of interesting conversations. Come say hello or don't, whatever. It's up to you. Miss Randall is very intense. Looking at the screen, I'm glad she's paying attention. Better than some court appearances we've seen. Anyways, let's continue watching. My popcorn has been made. I have put some seasoning on it, but I always love to hear your guys' favorite popcorn seasoning suggestions in the chat.
All right, Mohammed, 16 years old. You've been here for a week now. All right. Let's see, Arlington Gang Unit found a cord, failed to stop. Driver crossed the double white line. And so they did a traffic stop. You're the only person in there. Found some weed in there. Baggie with 1/20 of an ounce of weed in the console, and a pistol with 17 rounds. And you're positive for weed. You had a prior case for an assault. All right, Ms. Jacobson, you requested this hearing. For what purpose?
Yes, Your Honor, I did. And if I may just have a moment, it was not my understanding that he had any prior cases.
It was a supervisory caution.
Okay. So over the past week, I have had several conversations with Mohammed and his brother, not with his father, since I believe there's a little bit of a language barrier there. But Mohammed and his family are all very concerned about him and how he's doing. Again, apart from that assault that was supervisory caution, Mohammed hasn't been in any trouble. He's all around a good student and a good son. The car that he was driving that day, that is the family car. It is driven by him, his siblings, and both of his parents, which is how the gun wound up in the car. The gun is actually his father's gun. And I think his father had attempted to tell us that at the last hearing, though, again, I'm not sure that really came forward. But it's my understanding his father will secure that gun in a proper location to ensure that Mohammed can't have access to it. And so with that going forward, Mohammed's request to be released from detention today on an ankle monitor, sweat patch, whatever's needed.
Okay. So I guess you're the brother there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's your father?
Yes, sir.
All right. And father does not speak English, correct?
He does speak English, but not too well.
All right. So, Dad, that's your gun?
Yes.
Okay. You understand in Texas, like you have the right to have a gun. That's not the problem. But you understand in Texas, if you make a firearm accessible to a child and that child then injures somebody with it, you can be criminally responsible.
Yes.
Okay. Brother, do you need to interpret that?
يقول يعني إذا المسدس جاهز بأن أنت responsible لا يسوي أي شيء بالمسدس. شو يقول؟ يعني يقول له بأن ما he won't be accessible to it. قل له. He said he would not, there would not be a gun accessible to him ever again. It was just a mistake that happened, and we let him also.
I understand. Does Muhammad have a history of running away?
No, sir, never that.
Okay. All right. So that's fine with me. I'm going to go ahead and release Muhammad to y'all. I'm going to do random drug testing. Muhammad should not be smoking marijuana.
Correct.
Right. And Dad, any other firearms or weapons that you have, can I ask you to make sure that they are not accessible to Muhammad?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Let's do that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Downer, is that a EM release?
No, I don't. He doesn't have a history of running away.
Wow. When a brother comes through for you, right? That is he just hit all of Judge Kim's buttons that he likes. He's like, seriously, that was really good for that guy. I'm surprised, but let's continue watching. He also knew when to get out. He's like, shut up, let's move, go. I like all your popcorn suggestions too, guys. They sound yummy.
I don't need the EM. I was worried about the gun. Now that I know it was Dad's gun, it was just a mistake. I'm not worried about the safety of the community.
Good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Armani. Thank you, Ms. Jacobson.
Thank you.
Hello.
All right, Armani, I'm Judge Kim. This is a 10-day hearing. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is a Form 3 hearing. All right, so Armani, you are 17. The 4th PD received information that you were at a church over in Arlington. When they got there, they found a car with a Kansas license plate with you in there. You identify yourself and you are confirmed as a runaway from Kansas City, Kansas. So talk to your guardian who said it may take time to get down here. And so that's why we're at this hearing. So
Judge, this is my case. I just got off the phone with Mom and she's indicating that there's no possible way for her to get here to pick her up. And she's also indicating that she won't be able to purchase a plane ticket if that's the route we go. She also indicated that she's frustrated, and if we do send her back on a plane to Kansas, that she's not picking her up from the airport.
Yes, I don't live with Mama.
who do you live with, Armani?
Well, and I was visiting my child's dad in Texas, and then
Where does your child live?
Huh?
Where does your child live?
Like I'm having a child, so.
Oh, okay.
And then in Kansas, I live with my sister.
Okay.
But I didn't run away.
Well, you're listed as a runaway.
I know I have like evidence and stuff saying that.
Okay, but so Armani, just whether you're a runaway or not, that's a separate type of hearing. Right now, this is simply about you as a runaway on how to get you back to Kansas, right? Because you're a resident and a citizen of Kansas, so all the states have come together for an agreement on how to return runaway children. Okay, so if you were a Texas kid picked up in Kansas, you would see a different judge, but having the exact same conversation with that judge. All right. So
I can get back to Kansas now.
I think all we can do, all right. So Armani, this is the point that we're at, okay, as a runaway. And this is really, it's very, very strict. There's not a whole lot of options here. One thing that can happen is if your guardian, sister, mom come down to Texas to pick you up, which they can't. Another thing is to provide money for airplane ticket, and that we put you on a plane and you end up back in Kansas and they pick you up there, which is not an option here either. So at this point, what we can do is we can either, you can say you will voluntarily go back to Kansas. We'll have some papers for you to sign saying that you understand that you're a Kansas resident and that you belong in Kansas and you're willing to go back voluntarily, or you can ask me for a hearing to determine whether you are actually Armani Easley and whether you're actually from Kansas and if Kansas actually has a runaway report for you. If that's the case, then we will let Kansas know, and that they will have to come down and pick you up and take you back to Kansas. Okay. So since options 1 and 2 are gone, now your choice is either, do you want to voluntarily go back to Kansas, or do you want to have a hearing to decide whether you're actually Armani Easley and whether you actually belong to Kansas and if you're a runaway from Kansas?
I will voluntarily go back to.
Voluntarily go back? Okay.
Yes.
So then I guess what we need to do, Ms. Rojas, is just start the interstate compact paperwork and call Austin. So Armani, you'll be here for a couple of days while we figure that out. It won't take that long, but then we'll notify Kansas to come and pick you up, okay?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
So like I have a car and everything down here. How am I supposed to get that back? Like, cause I was literally leaving and they wouldn't even let me tell my mom that.
Yes, so that your mom, or somebody has to come down here and pick it up. I mean, that's part of when you're a runaway, that when you go to a different state, you're kind of stuck with that.
So if Kansas was to say I was no longer a runaway, would I still have to go through the process?
No, but that's from the Kansas governor. That's not your mom anymore. That's the Kansas governor that decides that.
Yeah, like if they was to say that I was no longer a runaway.
If they can't show that you're a runaway, then yes, we just let you go because you're not a runaway. Okay?
Judge.
Yes.
Judge, can I say something? Because I think I'm reading between the lines while you're asking her questions.
Mm-hmm.
And I think her answer today should be that she does not voluntarily want to go to Kansas. And then I would like to go talk to her tomorrow in detention.
That's fine.
And then maybe have a different answer for you.
Yeah, we can figure that one out. We don't have the same rules like we do for juvenile delinquency. So, Armani, I'm going to ask you, how pregnant are you?
4 months.
4 months? Okay. Okay. All right. Now, one of the options that we also have is to put you in care of CPS in the time being. I really don't want you in here, Armani. Okay. So I may actually place you with CPS and kind of emergency foster, just so you can get out of our facility while we're figuring this out. Okay.
Today?
Well, no, I'm not going to do it today. I may do it. I want you to talk to Mr. Adler. We can figure things out, and then I can make a decision later on. Okay.
Okay. When can I get a phone call?
Oh, that's our detention facilities rules. Those aren't my rules.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Adler can help you with that. All right. Thank you, Armani. Mr. Adler, just circle back. Are you around the building today?
Judge, I'm downtown, so I'm going to circle back and talk to her.
Okay. So just swing by the courtroom after you talk to her if you can.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Armani, for right now, I'm detaining you, but I think that's going to change pretty soon. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Isaiah.
Hold on. Do we want to talk about one of the really interesting reasons why Zoom court is sort of cool? That wasn't that girl's lawyer. This girl wasn't entitled to a lawyer, but yet Frank Adler saved the day for her. I know, Hayden, right? Okay, let's keep going. I'm trying to focus on, like, she has been in the same position the whole entire time. I'm begging the court gods that we get to figure out what her case is here for. Remember, these are older cases. A lot of these kids, I mean, that child, she has a 2-year-old now.
Say yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Isaiah, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. When a child's brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I have to decide whether to keep you here or release you. If I keep you, you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. We have appointed Mr. Hall as your attorney for the time being. So let's see, 15 years old, you've never been here before. August 8th, yes, I guess yesterday, Arlington PD was dispatched domestic. Caller said that her son and daughter were in an argument. Son became physical. Police got there, talked to mom, saw injuries on the victim, who was 10 years old. She had swollen and bleeding left eye, a knot on her head, and swollen marks on her arms, consistent with being hit by a cord. Mom said that family is currently staying at a Super 8. She told Isaiah is often the caretaker of the younger siblings and will sometimes discipline the children. At some point, victim was told to go to the corner. Victim was crying, and Isaiah began hitting the victim with a phone charging cable. Mom says she did not step in, and Isaiah stopped. She stepped outside for a couple of minutes, put some things in her vehicle. When she heard the victim screaming, she went inside and Isaiah was hitting her in the face and the head with a closed fist. So she called the police. We spoke with Isaiah. He said that he was tasked with taking care of the victim. He put her in timeout. Victim was crying when mom stepped out, so he began punching the victim in the head and face. And he said mom allows him to spank or punish the siblings. They're arrested and brought here.
Thank you so much for being here, Stormy Gal 67. These are, yes, fascinating hearings. As a reminder, these are juvenile hearings and there's different standards than there are for adult court. And so it is very fascinating to watch and listen to. It's also a bit of a passion of mine because parenting and supporting parents is a bit of a passion of mine. And also juvenile justice because my dad was a jail guard in the maximum security type prison for kids in Canada. And so, I have a lot of memories of, bad kids, but it's not always the case. It really stemmed from the very beginning. So if we wanted to make a difference in this Zoom call, we would take that girl, the runaway that they're about to let walk away, who's 4 months pregnant, and you would wrap her in services and supportive living and all these different things that would help her so that her baby would never, ever, 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 ever end up into this system. Because it's pretty much too late for everybody on the screen at this point. But you can invest way less money at the early education center. Almost Mommies is a very important market. Anyways, we'll continue on. Lanisha or Miss Randall over here has unmuted herself. Not good. Hi, Les Gardner. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. Let's see how we do.
All right, mom, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so mom, how many kids do you have?
I have 8.
Are they all staying with you
Yes, sir.
inside the hotel?
Sir?
Inside the hotel?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how long y'all been staying there?
About a week
Okay. Where were y'all staying before that?
in a house
In a house? Okay.
in White Settlement.
Okay, is this just kind of a transition for you right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I didn't lose sleep, but I'll absolutely check out.
What are the ages of the children? Is Isaiah the oldest?
Yes, sir. And then I have a 13-year-old, 12, 11, 10, 6, 5, and 4.
All right. Mom, do you work?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mom, I'm sure you're overwhelmed with your situation right now. Do you have any resources, any family or anybody that can help you with the children?
Not really, no.
Is Ms. Randall, CPS doing an investigation right now?
I actually have a CPS case
Okay. Did you before this or because of this?
before this.
Okay. Isaiah?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ray, you don't mind if I ask him a couple questions, do you?
That's fine,
No,
Judge.
sir.
So Isaiah, I got a question. Is there anybody you can stay with for a while?
No.
No? Y'all go to church?
No, sir.
All right, Mom, here's my problem. I don't think Isaiah belongs here. I don't think he belongs in a situation where he needs to be responsible for 7 other children either, right? And I don't know why you're in the situation like that you're in. Okay, I'm not saying that in a good way or bad way. I'm just saying I don't know, because I don't know you, ma'am. We've never met before, all right? But I'm sure you are trying to do the best that you can with what you have. Okay, but it's still not fair, really, to put a 16-year-old or 15-year-old in charge of 7 other kids, right? And so, and I'm not, Mom, I'm not beating you up over this. I'm just saying, I'm just kind of calling it like I see it. I'm concerned right now about returning to Isaiah to the same situation, because if we return to the same situation, I can see how we will get the same result again. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Can I speak real quick?
Yeah, sure.
He's not really responsible for them. My other kids, they're in daycare all day long. I just have to, he's just kind of, they're all my kids, so they're all, they're all able to do for themselves. It's just the 2 kids that I have, they have mental problems, so they cry a lot.
Hold on. Can we just go ahead on that age breakdown again? Look at Mr. Adeniji. His hand, face palm. I'm like choking over here. Seriously, you guys. Oh my God. What the fuck? She has 8 kids that are under 18. Lowest age, like 4 probably. They can do for themselves. I'm not sure about that, man.
And that probably, overwhelms Isaiah to the point where it stresses him out. It's not that I leave him to take care of them or watch them, because I have 2 other daughters that are also a help as well. I guess it's just the situation that we're in. I guess it's overwhelming from him. He don't get to go and have fun with his friends or anything. I don't feel like he belongs there either. I just think he needs some type of help for his anger problems or something.
He does? What about, hold on, what about again, but here's the crux of the problem, right? The cost of housing this child in this facility is probably thousands of dollars a day. If they would apply thousands of dollars a day to this family's living problem, this would be solved. Okay? But they're not willing to do that. It's a very weird crux that we come to where it doesn't feel good to have to deal with it like that, but it is the better solution if you want to spend less money. It seems counterintuitive, but it's not.
Well, that's not my job, right? Mom, that's your job. If
No,
you
sir.
identify a mental health issue, it's your responsibility to get into a doctor.
Yes, sir. And that's the case right now. That's what I'm doing.
we have anybody from the department here? I know there was earlier. No. Mom, do you have the name of, did the CPS investigator give you their business card?
I don't have an investigator. I have a actual caseworker.
Okay, so then what I would like you to do, Mom, is go ahead and get that caseworker to Miss Alonso. All right, and then we can.
Yeah. I did file a CPS report was made this morning. She actually called me whenever, well, she called me, but I was in detention hearings. So I'll be giving her a call back as soon as this is over.
Wait, say that again?
Oh, another CPS report was made this morning. She did call me back, but I was in detention hearings. I'll be calling her back as soon as this is over.
Yeah, call them, ask them to come to courthouse. What I'd like to do is I'd like to remove Isaiah. I want to release Isaiah and place him in the care of CPS for the time being. Okay.
I'm sorry, but look at her nails. I love to get my nails done. It makes me feel so pretty. It makes me feel just put together, and I love it. And when I make lots of money in my life, I get my nails done like every 2.5 weeks. And I feel great. But the fucking time, I don't get my nails done when my daughter needs things. My daughter needs things. I haven't had my nails done in a long time because it's just an allocation that's never going to happen. You would never catch me fucking living in oh my gosh, that makes me very mad. And it's not that people that are poor or down on their luck don't deserve nice things. That's not what I'm saying. But listen, if you're doing tricks, you don't want nails like that, Billy. Yeah, like nails, for example, I don't know. It's like an economy thing, you know? Anyways, regardless, one day back to nails. But until that day, I just like that's just not how we do. And I have one kid. Okay? So to me that's like there's no way that that money couldn't be used for something else. And there's really not a job that you need those nails unless your job is that you sell nails. That might be the only job.
Probably until Mom finds more stable housing, that you don't have 9 people living in a hotel room. I mean, Mom, there's nothing illegal about it, but I just feel like the environment may be a little toxic, especially when you're talking about mental health issues with multiple children. So my plan on this one is let's go ahead and let CPS take possession of Isaiah for now until you find more stable housing, at which point they'll reassess it and see if it's appropriate for him to go back there. Okay, that's all I'm trying to do. I don't want Isaiah here. I don't know if he's necessarily a danger to himself or others if he's out of that housing situation. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Any questions, Mom?
No, sir.
Isaiah, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, so you understand I'm trying to find a way to get you out of here, but you know you can ruin that, right? Like if you start fighting other people in there and having problems and your behavior level drops, I'm not going to release you. So don't make your situation worse than it is, okay? All right, thank you, Isaiah.
Just a quick question. So do you want CPS to pick him as soon as possible?
I'm sorry, you kind of came in muffled. Do I want CPS to what?
Pick him up as soon as possible?
Yes, I would like them to come in and take possession of the child until Mom has more appropriate housing is the best way to put it. So I just want Mom to get a little more settled. Mom, I want Isaiah to come back home. I'm just worried if I put him back in the same situation, we'll get a repeat of what happened, okay? Mom, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, no, detain for now until CPS.
If nails were $40 every 2 weeks, I would do that. I paid, why is it so expensive where I live? I don't know. I had a girl that did my, regardless, we're not going to just get diverted into nail talk here. Um, Nobody it's fucking nonchalant right now about this child going into CPS care. Again, nobody is what's happening with the other 7 children? Is anybody worried about them? Does that not trigger an automatic, like, I'm concerned. I'm 2 years too late. You know how it goes. Anyways, let's continue. I'm glad you're here, Daylight. I saw you come in. Judge Kim, I know, being one of your favorites, you being a very, very, very good friend of the channel. I was thinking of you when we put it on. Um, yeah, what a sad case. Honestly, sad all around. However, yeah, everything is expensive here now, Chris. I am in Canada. I'm in the West Coast on Vancouver Island, so it is super expensive here. It's always been super expensive, but it is even more so lately. She said she had a case worker. Again, very, very concerning.
Ray. No, Ray Child Ray.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Ray, non-attorney Child Ray.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, hello. All right, Ray. So,
Kim,
yes.
I just wanted to let you know
I just wanted to point out the outfit down here, you guys. Hold on, please. We're gonna need to just get rid of some of this shit on the bottom here. This lady, look, is it a lady? It is a lady. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up big. Does her shirt say freedom? I believe it says freedom. Coming in from Oregon, we've got Stormy Gal 67. Chris is in Ontario. I am yeah, West Coast, so West Coast time frame. This, I don't know if this is gonna work, lady. I don't know. I don't think so, personally. But we will see, I suppose. I'm gonna jump off here for a second. Get this playing.
we're having a difficulty getting a UA on Ray. They attempted over the weekend. He was unable to provide a sample.
So when you say we were having difficulty getting samples, is that because of JPD's fault or Ray's fault?
No, they attempted on Friday. He was unable to give a sample. They attempted on Saturday. He was unable to give a sample. This morning, they attempted 5 times. They let me know that around 11:08 this morning, he was caught spitting water into a sample. He was confronted by staff about that. He did later at 12:48, I believe, provide a sample that's negative for all substances.
That was what for all substances?
It was negative,
Huh?
but I did want you to know that he has a history of using opiates and heroin.
Okay.
A nail bed test we did on 9/30/20 was positive for opiates, heroin, and THC. So there is a concern that he was detained on Friday, and
And when was that drug test?
I'm sorry,
When was that drug test?
the nail bed test?
Yeah, the nail bed test.
That was in 9/30/2020. He has been in
Ms.
treatment
Campos, the echo in there is making it awful. So when was the drug test?
September of 2020.
All right, thank you.
And he's been in drug treatment. He got out on the 1st of July.
Okay.
He's been in residential all last year,
Alright.
basically.
Okay. All right, so August 6th, we issued a warrant for violating curfew on August 3rd, since you never came home from work on that day. Try to give you a drug test, could not get a sample. August 7th, could get a sample. And last drug test was July of 21, which was negative for everything. July 13th was negative, July 7th was negative. You successfully discharged from Phoenix House. And you missed 4 outpatient substance abuse groups. And we tried to schedule an administrative hearing. You didn't come home, and she didn't know where you were. We called the therapist, say you were out and not at home. Therapist said you had a session the day before. You were nervous about being locked up. That your mom's called on August 5th saying that you were home. She would bring you in the morning, and that you stayed all night at your girlfriend's house. All right, Ray. What do? I don't like the stalling on the drug test. What happens when, yes, you have a question for me?
I got a job, and when it comes to my job,
It doesn't sound like a question. You have a question to me?
yeah, I got it.
What's your question?
Not mine, sir.
Okay. So, Ray, whenever somebody stalls on a drug test, I just presume they're positive for everything. Otherwise, they wouldn't be stalling. All right. So it's 3 days. You couldn't give a sample. It's about the amount of time it takes to get heroin to get out of your system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to detain you for now. I want to go ahead, Ms. Campos, let's get another nail bed test. Let's figure out if he's clean for everything. Let me know. I'm okay with releasing my monitor. My concern right now is, Ray, you're making some small bad decisions, which I can live with. I can't live with big bad decisions. And so if you're using, those are big bad decisions. So it's going to take about a week for us to get the drug test back. And once we get those back, then we'll figure out if you've been using or not, and I'll revisit it. But if you're clean, then I'm actually okay releasing you back on electronic monitor. So your hand is raised. What question can I answer for you?
What were you saying about the drug test?
What was I saying about the drug test?
You said something about.
I said a lot about drug tests. That's why I'm saying I don't understand what you're. Can you be more specific?
You said I was stalling on my drug test.
Yeah. We tried to get a drug test for 3 days. You didn't provide a sample. If you don't provide a sample, I presume you're positive for everything: cocaine, fentanyl, Xanax, all of it. Yes, sir.
I took a drug test on Friday when I had came in for my intake, but I didn't take it. So Friday he came back to my cell and told me, he was like, can I get another drug test from you? And I told him that I already got one on Friday, like the same one they gave my intake. And he told me, he was like, okay, it'll be fine. Then he came back to me. No one came to me Saturday or Sunday. They came to me Monday, today, this morning. And I used the restroom, and he told me to wait because he had to tell me to take a UA. So they told me drink water, and I drank water, and then I passed my drug test. I was never stalling, so. And they only, I'm sorry, sir, but they only drug test me 3 times. It was never 5 times.
Okay. I don't understand what the question is.
My first one I passed. My second one.
What's your question?
Never mind, sir.
Okay. All right, so Peggy, schedule the nail bed test and let me know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What type of test inside?
Travion.
Yes, sir.
I'm Judge Kim. It's a detention hearing. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Mr. Aniji is your attorney. Oh. Fabian, aren't you tired of seeing me?
Yes, sir.
Starting when you're 10 years old for exhibiting a firearm on campus or in school. This is before I got here, but the court deferred prosecution. All right, so then eventually you turn 13, arrested for aggravated robbery, which the DA rejected. You're still 13, you get arrested for 2 counts or for stealing a car. 10 days later, arrested for another stolen car. 3 days later, arrested for another stolen car. But at this point, you are 14. And then 2 months later, so you have some probation problems, couple warrants. Then now we 14 years old, get arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, with a firearm. I sentence you to TJJD. I'm going to ask Mr. Lahara, what was the commitment? How much time did he get?
Your Honor, one of them was, give me a second. One was indeterminate. Let me look at the determinate one, Your Honor.
Your Honor, it looks like that determinant was for 3 years.
3 years?
3.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so I sentenced you for 3 years, but I placed you on probation. Told you that if you do everything right, you'll never have to go to TJJD. If you do wrong, then I can send you to TJJD for up to 3 years. So now, this on Saturday, Fort Worth PD got a notification of a stolen car. They got a picture of you driving the stolen car. It's going south on Dillard at Berry. It was on a stop sign facing the police. Stolen vehicle passed the police. They saw the driver match the description and photo. They turned around. Then the car accelerated, turned the corner, crashed into a parked vehicle. We saw the driver exit, look back at the police, take off running. You were found in a backyard and detained, so brought over here. You're currently on parole. Okay, so help me out here that I'm not figuring out.
Your Honor, it looks like, I'm sorry, it looks like the 3-year determinate sentence was not initially probated because it looks like he had a motion to modify on a violation as well, perhaps. But it looks like I'm trying to toggle from screen to screen, but it looks like that 3-year commitment was a direct commitment, not probated initially.
Okay, so yeah, so you actually went to TJJD, then you got paroled. And they thought it was a good idea. They thought you were rehabilitated. And so here we are again. All right, Mr. Stevens, you're on parole. You're caught in a stolen car, running from the police. I guess we do not have a parent here, Mr. Ansley?
No, Your Honor. We talked to Mother yesterday. She indicated she would be here, but she's not here today.
Is not what?
Your Honor, we spoke with Mother yesterday, and she said she would be coming today, but she didn't make it.
Okay, all right.
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. All right, so Mr. Stevens, I feel like if I was to release you, that you'd be a danger to the community as well as yourself. And so I'm going to go and detain you. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, so at this point, these proceedings have been made public. We've been broadcasting this on YouTube in order to give the public meaningful access to what happens inside a public courtroom and in compliance with the Texas Open Courts Act. However, Texas Family Code says in 54.08 that when a child is under 14 years old, that the court proceedings are presumed to be closed to the public unless the court makes an affirmative finding that is the best interest of the child or the public to broadcast these proceedings or make them public. Unable to make such a finding, I'm going to discontinue the live stream. Please give 30 seconds for the tape delay.
You guys heard what he said. that is it for this evening. The kitchen is closed. We are discontinuing the live stream. I hope you've all had a wonderful evening. I have. I love hanging out with you all. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm proud of you. I love you. Oh, look, Ikadoodle. Come to visit, have you? I hope you learned something. I hope you laughed a little. If you didn't, well, let's try again next time. Um, have a great evening. I'll be back tomorrow with something for you. The lambs are doing the jump and bean thing. Sashina is posting videos of the lambs. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. We go live a lot. I have a lot of fun ideas. I hope you guys will do well. Thank you very much. I appreciate the compliments on my dress. I really love it too. And I hope you have a great evening. That was 3 hours. It went by like that. I'll talk to you guys later. Love ya. Bye. Larry Beaver didn't appear in this episode, and I was so mad, but that's how you know it's not scripted. Bye.